We are live at Edison Field in Anaheim. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Rory Markus along with Terry Smith. Happy to have you with us as the Angels get set to take on the San Francisco Giants. This is Game 2 of the Fall Classic. Game 2 of the 2002 World Series. The Angels are behind 1-0 in the series, and tonight they send Kevin Appier to the mound against the San Francisco Giants' Russ Ortiz. We have had the singing of our anthem, as you heard, and a flyover at the same time. And we had a ceremonial first pitch thrown out and still with a pretty good arm by the Wizard of Westwood, John Wooden. So we're just about ready for baseball. Let's send it over to Terry now and get tonight's starting lineups.
All right, thanks, Rory. And the starting lineups are brought to you by Chevron's Tektron Concentrate Fuel System Cleaner. Add a bottle of Tektron Concentrate. Umpire in right. We are just a couple minutes away from the start of Game 2 of the 2002 World Series. And once again, back with the play-by-play action, here's Rory Markus.
Thanks a lot, Terry. 5:05 p.m. 69 degrees in Anaheim. The time and temperature brought to you by Hotwire. Looking to get more for your travel dollar? Log on to Hotwire for deep discounts on flights, hotel rooms, and car rentals. Hotwire partners with quality travel companies to bring you amazing deals you can't find anywhere else. Log on to Hotwire today to see how much you can save on your next trip. Kenny Lofton steps in to start Game 2 against Kevin Appier. World Series Game 2 at Edison Field in Anaheim, and Appier set to go. Lofton is ready. Here's the windup by Kevin Appier, and the first pitch of the ball game is in there for a called strike 0-1. Lofton was showing the bunt. He hit .267 with the Giants this year. He hit 3 home runs, drove in 9 runs. He was hitting .259 with the White Sox in 93 games. He's hitting .273 in the postseason. 0-1 pitch to him, fastball inside on him, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. The Angels defensively have Spezio at first, Kennedy at second, Eckstein the shortstop, Gloss at third. Left to right in the outfield, Anderson, Erstad, and Salmon. Benji Molina catching. And the 1-1 pitch to Lofton. He looks at another one a little bit outside, ball 2. Lofton is 35 years old, born in East Chicago, Indiana. Now he lives in Tucson. He has over 10 years of major league experience. Appier's 2-1 pitch to Kenny Lofton is grounded foul past the first base. It rolls on down the line past Joe LaFave, coaching down there at first. And the count 2-2 to the Giants' leadoff man, Kenny Lofton. He'll be followed by Rich Aurelia and then Jeff Kent.
Kevin Appier hoping to have the same kind of success against the top of the order as the Angels pitchers had last night. Lofton, Aurelia, and Kent last night went 0 for 11 collectively.
Appier into his windup. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Lofton. Curveball down low, ball 3. This is a typical at bat against Kevin Appier. He's worked the count full now, 3 balls and 2 strikes. He'll take his time. He has a new baseball, walks around the mound, rubbing it up, while Lofton waits in the box. Important here for Appier to get off to a good start in this game and keep the Giants off the scoreboard in the first. 3-2 pitch is strike 3 called. On the inside corner, Lofton took about 4 steps to first base, thinking he had walked, and then he turns and jerks his head around and slowly goes back to the dugout. He's out on strikes.
Angel Hernandez, the home plate umpire, not too happy with the antics of Lofton, who now just slammed his helmet down as he approached his dugout. So he's very upset getting called out on strikes.
And you know that he knew he had been called out before he reacted. He walked to first base as though it were no question about it. A close pitch goes to Appier in this situation. And Lofton is still yelling out from the dugout. 1 out in the top of the first inning, and Rich Aurelia at the plate for the Giants. Appier starts the game with a strikeout. First pitch to Aurelia is hit hard towards short. Diving stop by Eckstein. He throws and gets him. There's a nice play by the Angels shortstop, David Eckstein, diving to his left, coming up with that ball and throwing out Aurelia. 2 down.
David fully extended there, stopping that hard hit ground ball. Got up, fired a strike over to Scott Spiezio. Nice play as one shortstop retires another.
Here is Jeff Kent now, the Giants' second baseman. Lofton can't get over being called out on strikes. He's still stalking around in the dugout and yelling. Kent at the plate, hitting .238 in the playoffs without a home run and only one run batted in. He takes a good breaking ball for a strike, 0-1. Jeff Kent, of course, he gets some pitches to hit with Bonds batting behind him.
And he has not had much success lifetime against Apier, just 3 for 15. He's 0 for his last 11 in the playoffs.
Here's Apier's 0-1 pitch to him. Just missed the outside corner, 1 ball and 1 strike. But Kent did have a good year. He hit .313 with 37 home runs. He drove in 108 runs. He has driven in better than 100 runs 6 years in a row. 1 ball and 1 strike to Jeff Kent. Apier into his windup, and the 1-1 pitch is tapped back toward the mound. Apier fields it on the second hop, throws low, and Spiezio digs it out. A strikeout, a great play by Eckstein, and a good save by Spiezio. And the Giants go 1-2-3 in the first. After half an inning, the Giants nothing. The Angels coming up. Russ Ortiz on the mound for the Giants. He'll face Eckstein, Erstad, and Salmon here in the bottom of the first inning for the Angels.
Rory, maybe that first inning for Apier a good sign. He had not had a 1-2-3 first inning since September the 4th. He had gone 7 straight starts without setting down the side in order in the first inning, so he's off to a good start.
David Eckstein at the plate. Ortiz first pitch is taken low for a ball, 1-0. Ortiz, 28 years old, born in Encino, lives now in Gilbert, Arizona, a suburb of Phoenix. 6'1", 210 pounds. 14-10 for the Giants this year. His 1-0 pitch to Eckstein is in there for a called strike. 1-1. Ortiz, the Giants' number 4 selection in the draft of 1995 in June. He winds, and his 1-1 pitch to Eckstein is hit down the right field line. That's in there for a hit. Eckstein turns and holds. A leadoff single by David Eckstein. The Angels shortstop just putting wood on the ball. He didn't hit it especially hard, but a typical Eckstein flare down the right field line starts the inning off.
Eckstein off to a good start here in this World Series action. Had the sparkling defensive play in the top of the inning and a base hit to start off the Angels first.
Now Darren Erstad at the plate. Erstad hitting .370 this postseason. He was 1 for 5 yesterday. He's hit 1 home run and driven in 4 runs. Eckstein being held on by J.T. Snow, and Ortiz will have to work out of a stretch with nobody on. Here's the first pitch to Erstad. He shows bunt, but takes it for ball 1. The Angels would really love to get on the scoreboard first in this ball game.
Oh, last night's opening game of the World Series, the Angels never had a lead. Were playing catch-up all night long and ended up losing the game by just a run.
They were never tied, even after the second inning home run by Bonds produced the first run of the game. 1 ball and no strikes to Darren Erstad. Ortiz looks over at first. And here's the 1-0 pitch. That's low and outside, ball 2. Ortiz, a good pitcher, but he does walk batters. He walked 94 this year in 214 innings. He struck out 137. Earned run average 3.61. 2 complete games in 33 starts. 2 balls and no strikes to Darren Erstad. There's the check of Eckstein. The 2-0 pitch. Line drive into right center field. That's going to roll between the outfielders and go to the wall. Here comes Eckstein. He scores on a double by Erstad. 1-0 Angels.
Both batters have hit the ball sharply off of Ortiz, the first two hitters he's faced here tonight. Angels off to a big start, and let's see if Tim Salmon can heat up.
Ortiz fell behind on Erstad 2-0, and he came in with a pitch that was out over the plate, just above knee level. And Erstad didn't make any mistake. He hit a low liner that skipped on the grass all the way out to the wall where Lofton retrieved it. So it's 1-0 Angels with nobody out in the bottom of the first inning.
Well, we talked about plate discipline before we got started tonight, and Erstad forced Ortiz to come in with a strike, and then he paid for it.
Now Tim Salmon at the plate. Salmon hitting .216 in the postseason. Couple of home runs, 7 runs batted in, 0 for 4 in yesterday's Game 1. Ortiz checks Erstad, and he delivers to Tim Salmon, low and outside, ball 1. The Angels coming out aggressively and trying to jump on the Giants starter here in the first inning. They have 1 run. And with Salmon, Anderson, and Gloss coming up, an opportunity to get more. Erstad's at second base with nobody out. Erstad's first RBI of the World Series. Here's the check by Ortiz on the 1-0 pitch to Salmon. Line drive, base hit into right field. Sanders gets it on the second hop. They'll hold Erstad at third. Sanders with a strong throw into the plate, but the Angels, 3 consecutive hits to start the ball game.
Salmon did a good job with that one, went the opposite way, drilled it into right field. Although he went the opposite way on a high fastball, he made some solid contact. He hit that ball hard. He muscled that ball into right field.
And that pitch was way up in the zone, probably would have been a ball. Dave Righetti, the Giants pitching coach, is going to make an early visit out to Russ Ortiz as the Angels have the sea of red up and cheering. With nobody out in the bottom of the first inning, runners at first and third, and Garrett Anderson digging in.
Well, although Ortiz is 2-0 this postseason, he was bounced around a bit in his most recent postseason start. That was against the Cardinals. He was knocked out in the 5th inning in that game. Gave up 4 runs and a couple of home runs against St. Louis in a game that eventually the Giants came back to win.
Well, this has the look right now of Mike Tyson against Bruce Seldon. You hit him a couple more times, he might be gone. The Angels have Ortiz on the ropes early in the game. Garrett Anderson at the plate. Ortiz checks and delivers, and Garrett takes a breaking ball inside for ball 1. Anderson hitting .310 in postseason play with a couple of home runs. 7 runs batted in. Erstad at third, Salmon at first. Nobody out in the first. Here's the 1-0 to Garrett. Fastball in there for a called strike. 1-1. When Ortiz is wild, he's usually wild high. Typically the pitch that Salmon hit to right field, that's where he'll make his mistakes. That was a good pitch there around the kneecaps of GA. 1 ball and 1 strike. Garrett Anderson calls time, backing out for a moment. Angels 1, Giants nothing. Bottom of the first inning, nobody out, 2 men on. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Anderson. Ground ball foul, first base side. Skips past Alfredo Griffin and on down the line. The count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Troy Gloss on deck for the Angels.
Garrett Anderson lifetime against Ortiz, 0 for 9. This would be a good spot to get his first career hit against him. A hit means a run.
The infield is back, so they'd give up another run if they could get a double play, talking about the Giants. The Angels are 4-0 this postseason when they score first. Tossed to first base by Ortiz. Salmon gets back. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Garrett Anderson. Ortiz nodding yes to his catcher, Benito Santiago. Checks the runners, and the 1-2 pitch is hit hard and into right field. Here comes Erstad to score. 4 consecutive hits. The Angels are up 2-0.
Well, we've seen the Angels do some amazing things in postseason innings here at home. First 4 batters tonight have all had hits. 2 runs are on the board. And now Troy Gloss, who had a pair of home runs last night in the opener, will be the batter.
Still nobody out. Runners at first and second. 2-0 Angels. Nobody is up yet in the Giants bullpen, but Ortiz is in big trouble in the first. Troy Gloss at the plate. 6 home runs in the postseason. Ortiz delivers and the fastball is inside for ball 1. Troy hitting .333. He hit 2 home runs yesterday, both solo shots. He was 2 for 4 yesterday. I'll tell you, if Troy gets a hit, they better get somebody up in that bullpen. Ortiz checks the runners. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Gloss. Fly ball center field. Lofton has a room. He's going to go back and make the catch. Tagging up Salmon will go to third base. Gloss hit it deep enough to get Tim over to third.
Garrett Anderson thought about tagging as well at first base, and then thought better of it as Lofton's throw came to second, and then Garrett just easily went back to the bag.
Garrett was definitely going to go until he saw where the throw was coming in. Runners on the corners with 1 out, and Brad Fulmer at the plate. Salmon at third, Garrett Anderson at first. 1 out in the first. The Angels have scored twice. The Giants went down in order in the first inning, which means that Bonds will lead off the second. Ortiz, a 14-game winner this year, pitching now to Brad Fulmer. Throws over to first base. Garrett Anderson easily gets back.
These two here, former high school teammates. They know each other very well.
Ortiz won the last 6 starts, his last 6 decisions of the regular season, and he's 2-0 in the postseason, so he's on an 8-0 run. But he's in trouble here tonight. The pitch to Fulmer, low and outside, blocked by Santiago, ball 1. Yep, Montclair Prep in Van Nuys. Ortiz and Fulmer, teammates.
It's a tiny private school. When these two were there, they only had a high school level enrollment of about 200 students. Brad Fulmer's mom, Judy, still works at Montclair Prep.
One ball, no strikes to Fulmer. Ortiz staring in at Santiago. Runners at first and third with 1 out in the first, and the Angels with 2 on the board. Here's Ortiz into his stretch, and the 1-0 pitch fouled straight back up into the seats. That caroms off the facing of the upper deck and ends up back down in the expensive seats, and they are expensive. $175 a ticket, face value.
Those prices are set by Major League Baseball for the World Series tickets.
1 ball and 1 strike to Brad Fulmer. 2 men on, 1 out. Bottom of the first inning. Here's the stretch by Ortiz. He delivers to Fulmer, and it's fouled away again. That one going up into the upper deck. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Important for the Angels to get that runner in from third with less than 2 outs. They did not do a good job of it yesterday. Once again, Ortiz was wild high, and Fulmer was unable to lay off it. That would have been a ball. He kind of shook his head after he fouled it off. He knew he had helped Ortiz out. Outfield straight away for the Giants. Infield hoping to turn 2 to get out of the inning. Fulmer hoping for at least a fly ball to score Salmon from third. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Line drive, center field, Lofton. He can't get it. It's behind him. Salmon scores. Anderson to third. 3-0 Anaheim. Kenny Lofton almost made a great play as he tried to dive and backhand that ball and pick it off the grass. He got a glove on it, but it squirted behind him. Fulmer drives in the run with a single. The Angels have 5 of their first 6 hitters with base hits. A 3-0 lead, runners at first and third, still only 1 out.
That ball just out of the reach of Lofton, former 4-time Gold Glove winner in center. Really didn't have much of a shot at all at it. He made it a lot closer than it should have been. That ball was drilled. Another Angel hitter hitting a ball right on the screws against Ortiz.
Here's Spezio. Now they do get some activity in the Giants bullpen. The first pitch to Spezio is lined to right field. That's in there for a hit. Anderson scores. Fulmer to third. The Angels have 4 on the board in the first inning with only 1 out. Spezio drives in a run. Thunderous reaction from the crowd here in the bottom of the first inning. The Angels have already scored more runs tonight than they did all of last night. Spezio didn't hit that one especially hard. I think he got it off the trademark of the bat, but hard enough to get it into right field to drive in the run.
Angels already with 6 hits in this first inning, 5 of them singles. Pitcher warming up for the Giants is Jay Watasek, a right-hander.
Benji Molina at the plate. Runners at first and third, 1 out in the first, 4 runs in for the Angels. Ortiz delivers high and outside. Ortiz has thrown 20 pitches. He's only been able to get 1 out, and he's given up 4 runs.
And boy, what a nightmarish start this has been for Ortiz in his first World Series appearance. He's slated to be their Game 6 starting pitcher.
Ortiz backs off the rubber. Game 6 would be here next Saturday. Tonight, the Angels are 4 for 5 in this inning with runners in scoring position. Last night, they were 1 for 8. Here's the pitch to Molina. Hit foul off to the right. That's out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike to Benji Molina. He has 7 postseason hits, hitting .219. And here's another situation with the Angels having a runner at third and less than 2 outs. The Giants are certainly capable of scoring runs in bunches themselves. So the Angels, while they're hot here in the first inning, they want to get as many as they can. 1-1 to Molina. Ortiz checks the runners. The 1-1 pitch is hit in the air down the right field line, slicing foul. Sanders has a look at it, but it's out of play. We'll pause here 10 seconds for our stations to identify themselves. This is the Anaheim Angels Baseball Network.
You're listening to the Anaheim Angels on Talk Radio AM 570 KLAC Los Angeles. Home of Michael Jackson, weekdays 9 till noon.
Rory Markus and Terry Smith, a big first inning for the Angels here in the bottom of the first. They lead it 4-0, still only 1 out. Runners at first and third, and Benji Molina battling Russ Ortiz. Ortiz sets. Here's the 1-2 to Molina. Fouled off, and Molina lost his bat. It winds up out near third baseman David Bell. Benji just did stay alive there. So he heads back to the dugout. He didn't break it, but he still wants another one. He's taking his batting gloves off. And now he comes out with another one and readjusting his gloves. So Benji apparently didn't like the feel of that bat.
Well, he was looking to protect the runners there, chase the pitch. It looked like it was out of the strike zone, but he wasn't going to take any chances.
1 ball and 2 strikes to him. Runners on the corners, 1 out in the first inning, 4 runs across. A throw to first base by Ortiz. Spezio getting back in there. One of the heroes of last night's game, JT Snow, holding Spezio on at first. Benji looking for a World Series hit that would drive in a run right here with Fulmer at third. Ortiz comes back 1-2. The pitch is outside. Santiago's throw to second. Safe at second. Fulmer scores from third. A double steal. Spezio steals second. Fulmer breaks for the plate and makes it without a throw. And the Angels lead 5-0.
Well, that was classic Angels baseball right there. Aggressive on the bases. Getting Santiago to throw to second, and then you sucker them in, bringing the runner in from third.
The Giants didn't come close to preventing that. Here's the 2-2 to Molina. Fly ball deep into right field. Sanders turns his back on the plate, goes back and makes the catch at the warning track. Spezio will tag up and easily go to third base. Even the outs the Angels have hit, they've been deep shots into the outfield. 2 outs, and the number 9 hitter, Adam Kennedy, coming to the plate.
Well, Rory, after dropping last night's opener here in the World Series, you couldn't have had a better start than the Angels have provided here tonight in the first inning against Ortiz. What an inning.
Kennedy, as you well know, he's been hot during the playoffs. He had an RBI single yesterday. He's hitting .423 in the postseason. Ortiz delivers. Adam takes low and away, ball 1. Five to nothing, Angels in the first inning. Spezio at third, 2 outs. Russ Ortiz sets and delivers, and Kennedy takes another one low. Ball 2. The Angels have 6 hits here in the inning. 5 runs. They have a double steal. Fulmer could have jogged home. The Giants had no play on whatsoever for the double steal. The 2-0 to Kennedy. He swings and fouls it off at the plate, and that one hits Santiago. That hurts a little bit. He'll get up and walk it off.
With Brad Fulmer getting credit for a steal of home here in the World Series, he's the first player to do that in 38 years. The last player to steal home in a World Series game, Tim McCarver, who's just a couple of booths away from us. He did it in the 1964 World Series.
That great speedster, base stealer, Tim McCarver, huh? 2 balls and 1 strike to Adam Kennedy. Spezio down the line at third. Kennedy waiting. Ortiz sets. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Good inside fastball by Ortiz. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
The next pitch Ortiz throws will be his 30th pitch here in the first inning.
He's not quite out of the inning yet. Wojtaszek appears to be ready down in the Giants bullpen. The Angels trying to knock the Giants starter out in the first inning. If they don't knock him out, they've staggered him pretty good. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Oh, it was up at Kennedy's head. It hits the bat. Fair ball. Ortiz will throw him out. Adam throws his helmet. That pitch was right at Adam's head. He ducked underneath it. The ball hit his bat and rolled out along the third baseline. Ortiz was able to field it and throw him out. But the Angels get 5 runs on 6 hits. No errors. They leave 1 man on base. Bonds has hit 5 home runs in the postseason for the Giants. The pitch to him, curve ball in for a strike, 0-1. He hit 1 yesterday, of course, in the second inning. Same situation, leading the inning off. He was 1 for 3 yesterday. Apier ahead on the count, 0-1. Kevin just standing on the mound looking in at Benji Molina, so Bonds calls time and backs out for a second. No balls and 1 strike. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That's taken low and outside. That guy you thought was parachuting into the stadium, Terry, is still kind of in the same spot, isn't he?
I knew you were going to have to bring that up, Rory. I knew you were going to bring that up.
Yep, that sure does look like a human on the end of that. The shift is on for Bonds with Kennedy playing in shallow right field. 1 ball and 1 strike to him. Apier into his windup, and the 1-1 pitch is fouled back to the screen. Strike 2. Apier got away there with a high breaking ball. Bonds had a vicious cut, but he fouled it back.
Angels with the exaggerated shift on with Bonds. We saw the Halos do it against Giambi in the postseason and regular season. Carlos Delgado, another player in the American League. We saw the Angels put this similar type shift on.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Apier winds the pitch to Bonds. Breaking ball down low. 2-2. A lot of flash bulbs popping as the pitch comes into Barry Bonds. I guess folks hoping that maybe from their vantage point in the stands, they might get a snapshot of that home run swing. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch to Barry. Fastball up and in, ball 3. Full count, 3-2.
Well, these are the types of situations you like facing Bonds with no one on base.
And a 5-run lead.
Absolutely.
Apier 3-2 to Bonds, goes into his windup. Here's the pitch to Barry. Breaking ball just outside. Oh, Kevin thought he had him struck out. Bonds takes a walk. Leadoff man aboard for the Giants, and Benito Santiago coming up. Fans, for the ultimate postseason coverage, go to worldseries.com. Get exclusive video, live audio, comprehensive stats, and inside stories. worldseries.com for baseball around the clock. Santiago stepping in now. 12 postseason hits this year, 1 for 4 yesterday. Apier from a stretch for the first time tonight delivers to Santiago, and a check swing foul behind home plate. 0-1. Benito Santiago, the veteran catcher. Giants beat the Angels 4-3 yesterday in the first game of this series. It was the Angels' first postseason loss this year. They're 5-1 now. No balls in the strike to Benito Santiago. The stretch by Apier. He checks Bonds and delivers. Fastball down and in. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Santiago, a National League All-Star this year, and quite a year for him for the Giants. Had 16 home runs, batted .278. He's a player whose career nearly ended by injuries from an auto accident that he had 4 years ago. A lot of people thought that he would never play baseball again, but he recovered. He's always been a player that's kept himself in good shape, and he had quite a year this season.
Here's Apier's 1-1 pitch. Ground ball foul by Santiago. Strike 2. The Angels and Giants are the first 2 wild card teams to ever meet one another in World Series history. It's the 4th All-California World Series. 1974, it was the Dodgers and A's. 1988, it was the Dodgers and A's. And in 1989, it was the A's and Giants. The Giants, as a franchise, have never won a road Game 2 of the World Series. They're 0-7. Here's the 1-2 to Santiago. Breaking ball hit in the air to center field. Erstad is underneath it. Darren makes the catch, and that's the first out in the inning. And JT Snow digging in. The former Angel had a crucial hit in last night's game, a 2-run home run. Snow played here when it was still a football stadium, so his memories of this stadium really don't coincide with the way it looks now. Bonds at first base, 1 out in the second inning. 5-0 Angels. Spezio holding Bonds on at first. Apier checks him and delivers. Snow takes, and it's a little low for ball 1. JT Snow 1 for 3 with that home run yesterday. He's hit 2 home runs this postseason and is hitting .286. Apier ready to go. Checks Bonds at first base. The 1-0 pitch. Bonds goes, and Snow whacks it into right field. The hit and run executed by Dusty Baker and the Giants as JT Snow gets a base hit into right. San Francisco has runners at first and third with only one out. Reggie Sanders, who had a home run yesterday, coming to the plate. So JT Snow delivers on the hit and run. And now Sanders. Sanders this year hit .250, 23 home runs. He drove in 85 runs. He had the home run yesterday. He's making his fourth postseason appearance. He won a World Series title with Arizona last year. He was a part of the 1995 Cincinnati club that went to the NLCS and was in the NLDS in the year 2000 with the Braves. So Sanders has had plenty of time in postseason play. 2 for 3 yesterday. Here's the stretch by Apier, and the pitch to Reggie Sanders. Swing and a miss and a good curveball. Sanders did not have a great second half. He hit .244 after the All-Star break. He's another one of the Giant players kind of getting up there in age in baseball terms. He's 34 years old. No balls and a strike. Runners on the corners with one out. Apier sets. Here's the pitch to Sanders. Fastball in there. Strike 2 called. Apier could use a strikeout or a double play ball, even better right here. Bonds aboard at third. JT Snow at first. Bonds standing on third base with his helmet off.
Mentioned the age of this Giant club. 7 of the 9 batters in the lineup tonight, 34 years old or older. Everyone in the lineup at least 30 years old.
Apier's 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball pulled to deep left field, and Garrett Anderson won't even go back on it. It's a 3-run home run for Reggie Sanders, and the Giants are right back in it. He hits an 0-2 pitch into deep left field for a 3-run home run. It's now Angels 5, Giants 3. His third postseason home run and his second in 2 days.
And no doubt about it. Boy, that was a mistake by Apier. He had him in the hole, 0-2. And certainly came in with a lot more hittable pitch than he would have liked. And Reggie Sanders crushed it.
We're only in the top of the second inning, and 8 runs have crossed the plate. David Bell up there now. He takes a breaking ball for a strike. Sanders got one pretty much right down the middle, and he just drilled it.
Just about belt high, and you're right, he exploded on that pitch.
0-1 now to Bell with 1 out and nobody on for the Giants here in the second inning. And Apier's delivery, breaking ball low and outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. So the euphoria the crowd felt after the Angels scored 5 in the bottom of the first certainly tempered here in the second on a 3-run Giant rally so far with only 1 out in the second inning. Apier's 1-1 pitch, fastball in there, strike 2 called. One ball, 2 strikes to Bell. Sean Dunston on deck for San Francisco. Kevin Apier goes into his windup and his 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball, a check swing by Bell. He's still alive. They appealed it at first base, but no swing, says Tim Cheetah, the first base umpire. Reggie Sanders is off to a great start in this World Series. He now has 4 RBIs in 4 at-bats. 2 balls, 2 strikes to David Bell, the Giants' third baseman, hitting .270 in the postseason. Bell waiting up there. Apier goes into his windup. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Fastball inside. Ball 3. 3-2. First base coach Joe Lefebvre had a reaction when Sanders hit that ball out. He thrust his fist out, former Philadelphia Philly players with San Diego as well, and briefly with the Yankees. Here's the pitch. That's hit pretty well to center field. Back on it goes Darren Erstad. He's still going back. He's all the way back, and it's back-to-back home runs for the Giants. David Bell hits it out. And what was a 5-0 Angel lead is now 5-4 Angels.
That was another two-strike pitch, although a little bit different than the one against Sanders. The one on Bell, a 3-2 delivery, and he just hit that thing out to dead center.
Back-to-back home runs, and the Giants are right back in it. It's a one-run game. They have 3 hits in the inning, 2 of them home runs, and they already have 5 home runs in the World Series, and we're in the second inning of Game 2. Sean Dunston at the plate. The pitch by Apier. Dunston takes a strike. Dunston did not play in yesterday's ball game. He hit .231 with the Giants this year. Had 1 home run, drove in 9 runs in 72 games, only 147 at bats. And Dunston is another player who is getting up there now. He's 39 years old. There's a good breaking ball by Apier, in for strike 2. 0-2.
All the years he's been in the big leagues and all the teams that Dunston has played for. And here he is getting his first World Series at bat.
The best offensive game Dunston ever had. He had 5 hits in a game. The pitch to him, he fouls it back. That was when he was with Chicago against Pittsburgh, and that was 15 years ago. So Sean Dunston, obviously, been around quite a while. Broke in 1985 with the Cubs.
His son serving as one of the bat boys for the Giants.
His son's 25. I'm just kidding about that one. He's been in the big leagues over 16 years. He takes one down low, 1 ball and 2 strikes. He's in his second year with the Giants. Came over from the Cardinals. 1 ball and 2 strikes to him.
Been with the Giants now. This is his 3rd tour of duty with them. He's left the Giants and come back a couple of times.
He's a .350 career hitter against the Angels, and now maybe a little better, although Kennedy backhands behind second, diving at first. Dunston is out. He hit that ball right back up the middle. Kennedy gloved it, made a good throw off balance. Dunston tried to slide head first into first base, but they still get him. 2 down. That brings up Kenny Lofton, who took a called 3rd strike his first time up.
Now, Mike Scioscia has said it many times this season. What's impressed him more than anything about Adam Kennedy, the strides that he's made this year defensively, and that was a fine defensive play.
The first pitch to Lofton is whacked into center field, and the Giants are having their way with Kevin Apier here in the second inning. He retired them 1-2-3 in the first. That's the 4th hit in the inning. They have 4 runs, 2 out, a man on, and Rich Aurelia at the plate.
Well, Apier has never had much success against the Giants in his career, and certainly struggling here in the second inning against them tonight as he tries to hold on to this slim 1-run lead.
Boy, another deep ball over the fence would give San Francisco the lead. What a momentum shift that would be. Aurelia grounded out to Eckstein, who made a terrific play in the first inning to get him. Apier checks first base. The pitch to Aurelia, strike called. Lofton at first for the Giants, always a threat to run. No balls, 1 strike to Rich Aurelia, a .257 hitter this season. He had 15 home runs, drove in 61 runs.
Scott Schoenweiss will begin loosening up for the Angels in the bullpen.
0-1 to Aurelia. Apier delivers, and it's a good breaking ball, in for a strike. The back-to-back home runs for the Giants, the 13th time in World Series history. The first time since '98. when Tony Gwynn and Greg Vaughn did it for the Padres at New York. No balls, 2 strikes to Rich Aurelia. Lofton at first, 2 outs here in the second inning. 4 in for the Giants. Apier delivers, Aurelia takes, and it's low. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Lofton was leaning towards second when that pitch came in. Looked like he was thinking about running. Aurelia looks down at Jackson, coaching at third. 1-2 the count to him. Apier now trying to survive the second, just as Ortiz did the first. There's a throw to first base. Lofton gets back in.
Kevin Apier is the kind of pitcher you can run against. He tries to keep runners close. A lot of times he'll do it by not even throwing to the bag at first base. He'll just simply step off the rubber. Try to slow down the opposing team's running game.
Here's the check and the 1-2 pitch. Aurelia fouls it back to the screen. Count remains 1-2. Also loosening up in the Angel bullpen is John Lackey, scheduled to be the Game 4 starter. So it's Lackey and Schoenweiss, a former starter for the Angels, who went to the bullpen mid-year, and the man who replaced him in the rotation, Lackey. They're warming up side by side. If Socha were to go to Lackey, that would sure bring up an interesting question for Game 4.
Right, Lackey scheduled to pitch on Wednesday.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Apier checks the runner and delivers, and it's strike 3 called. He got a fastball by him, and Aurelia fires the bat and the helmet away. He takes a called third strike. But the Giants get 4 runs in the second inning. They send 8 men to the plate. They had 4 hits and they leave 1 after 1.5. The Angels 5, the Giants 4 on the Anaheim Angels Baseball Network. Russ Ortiz delivers and Eckstein takes a strike. 0-1 the count to David. He'll be followed by Erstad and Salmon. Eckstein set the table for the Angels in the first inning with a single into right. Ortiz delivers. Eckstein bunts. It's toward the mound. Ortiz bare hands throws. Doesn't get him. Base hit for Eckstein. A bunt single to start the second.
Perfect execution there by Eckstein, playing the small ball. And those are the kind of hits that will get on the nerves of a starting pitcher. Ortiz will think about that one, and not only will he think about the hit, now he has to worry about Eckstein over there at first base.
Especially a pitcher that is struggling as Ortiz is. Snow tried to deke Eckstein into thinking that ball had gotten away from him. He went running down the line as though it were a wild throw, but Alfredo Griffin was right there to tell Eckstein, nope, stay right here. So another leadoff single, 7 hits for the Angels. And Darren Erstad at the plate. No activity in the Giants' pen. They had Jay Watasek up in the first inning. This hasn't exactly been a pitcher's battle so far. Erstad up there. He doubled his first time up. Pitch out. Eckstein's not going. All that does, since they guessed wrong, is put Ortiz behind 1-0 to Darren Erstad, who whacked a double into right center his first time up. That 5 runs in the first inning, the most in a first inning in a World Series since the Orioles scored 5 in Game 1 of the 1979 series. 1-0 to Erstad. Ortiz throws to first, diving back in is Eckstein. But the Giants came right back with 4 of their own in the second. Erstad hitting .383 in the postseason. Leadoff man aboard for the Angels. Bottom of the second inning. Russ Ortiz checks Eckstein. The 1-0 pitch. Outside again, ball 2. So he's behind now 2-0 to Erstad. Salmon is on deck. It was a 2-0 pitch that Erstad hit into right center field last time up. JT Snow holding Eckstein on at first base. The stretch by Ortiz, and the 2-0 pitch is hit in the air into right center, but he got under it. Lofton has a play on it, and Lofton makes the catch. Erstad put a big swing on that ball, but he just hit under it a little bit, flying out to center. 1 out, and Tim Salmon at the plate. If you're Russ Ortiz, you have to feel like you have new life. I mean, from 5-0 down after 1, you're back to within a run in the second inning. If he settles down, he has a chance to win this ball game. Tim Salmon had a single. He drove in a run in the first inning. Eckstein at first with 1 out in the second inning. Ortiz throws over there again. Eckstein goes diving back in. They play Salmon straight away. Bonds plays it shallow left field. He's very adept at going back on a ball, but at some time in this series, you have to think somebody will burn him. Here's the stretch by Ortiz. The pitch to Salmon, inside, ball 1. Ortiz missing with the fastball. He goes back now. He rubs up the ball. He kicks at the dirt. Walks off the mound. We've been playing baseball for just under an hour, about 57 minutes, and we're in the bottom of the second. 1 out, 1 on for the Angels. Ortiz is ready, and is 1-0 to Salmon, just outside, ball 2. Garrett Anderson on deck. So we might have been wrong, Terry, about this being a 4-hour game. It might be 5.
Really?
Salmon takes a look down at Ron Renicky. Tomorrow a travel day and a workout day. The Angels will leave in the morning for San Francisco. 2 balls and no strikes to Tim Salmon. The stretch by Ortiz, and the 2-0 pitch is popped up foul. That's going to get out of play, right side. And the count 2-1. That one bounced out of the second deck and up into the luxury suites. Nice to see the luxury suites get a souvenir, huh?
Somebody got one. You like getting those World Series baseballs? We had one come up in the booth last night.
That's right, we did. Off the bat of Shinjo last night. 2 balls and 1 strike to Tim Salmon. Here's the stretch by Ortiz. And the 2-1 pitch, another foul ball back up into the same area. Goes out of play. Let's pause 10 seconds for our stations to identify themselves. This is the Anaheim Angels Baseball Network.
You're listening to the Anaheim Angels on Talk Radio AM 570 KLAC Los Angeles, home of Clark Howard, weekdays from 4 to 7 p.m.
Rory Markus and Terry Smith at Edison Field in Anaheim. Angels 5, Giants 4, only the bottom of the second. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Tim Salmon. The stretch by Ortiz. He looks at Eckstein at first and delivers. Salmon rips one down the left field line. Bonds over into the corner and deep. That ball is gone. Salmon has hit it out. And the Angels jump right back on Ortiz again in the second inning. Salmon's first home run of the series, and it's 7-4 Anaheim in the second inning.
Tim with his 3rd home run overall in the postseason. And the Kingfish went upstream on that one, just getting it inside the left field foul pole.
So the Angels have a little long ball of their own on display tonight. Now Garrett Anderson at the plate. He takes one low and outside for ball 1. Salmon hit his right down the line. Bonds went as far as he could, but that one was back in about the 4th row. Not the deepest home run of the night, but it counts for 2. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Anderson. He hits one foul off to the left out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike. Garrett drove in a run with a base hit his first time up.
That salmon home run kind of gives the Angels some momentum back after the Giants came roaring back to put the 4 spot on the board in the top of the second. Angels get a couple here in the bottom of the inning.
Here's the 1-1 to Garrett. It's a high pop fly on the infield. JT Snow letting everybody know he'll take it, and he does. 2 down. Troy Gloss will be the hitter. Well, the Angels and Giants putting up 11 runs so far in the first 2 innings. It's 7-4 Angels here in the bottom of the second. They have 8 hits off of Russ Ortiz.
He's only faced 13 batters.
Troy Gloss up there. Ortiz into his windup. The pitch on the way. Slider high and away, ball 1. Well, 13's plenty for an inning and 2/3. Ortiz on the ropes once again. Watasic is back up in the Giants bullpen. Gloss waits. Here's the pitch by Ortiz. Slider high again, ball 2.
Boy, Dusty Baker really showing the patience of a saint in that first base dugout. Still willing to go with Ortiz.
He's made 45 pitches. And the 2-0 pitch on the way to Troy Gloss. Swing and a miss. Ooh, he went after a 2-0 fastball and came up empty. Gloss was one who did not join in the hit parade in the first inning. He flied out to deep center field. 2 balls, 1 strike to Troy. 2 out, nobody on. 2 more runs in for the Angels here in the second inning. But their lead is still only 3. The 2-1 pitch is drilled to center field. Lofton races back to the wall. Oh, it just goes over his head and off the wall. Gloss to second. He'll hold on there with a double. That was a bullet off the bat of Troy Gloss. Lofton raced back to the warning track, tried to make a running, leaping catch. He just missed it, and the ball goes off the wall for a double. Good try by Lofton, but that thing came off of Gloss's bat like it was shot out of a cannon.
Still no sign of Dusty Baker, although there's some stalling going out on the mound. Santiago goes out, and they might just be waiting to allow Watasic to get some extra warm-up tosses. Dave Righetti, their pitching coach, is on the phone right now. They have a left-hander heating up as well in their bullpen, and loosening up is Chad Zerbe, and now we see Dusty coming out of his dugout.
That might be it for Ortiz, who has given up 9 hits already and 7 runs in an inning and 2/3. Baker walking out there slowly. I'm sure Watasic is ready, and I'm sure Zerbe is not ready. So we'll see what Dusty elects to do. Whatever it is, he's going to wait until he's prompted to make his choice, because he's just standing out there right now talking to Ortiz. Home plate umpire Angel Hernandez now making his way out there.
Well, you would think they'd like to bring in the left-hander to face Fulmer, and that's why Dusty's stalling, and sure enough, they will go to Zerbe, the lefty.
Yes, they will. So the Giants are going to make a change, and Russ Ortiz has a terrible outing in Game 2 of the World Series, giving up 7 runs and 9 hits in an inning and 2/3, and that runner on base is his responsibility also. With Gloss at second base, 2 outs and 2 runs in for the Angels, who lead 7-4 in the second inning. Fulmer had a single into center that drove in a run his first time up. Zerbe comes right into the fire, and his first pitch to Fulmer gets away from Santiago. Gloss goes to third. That'll probably be a pass ball. I don't think it was in the dirt. Santiago just reached his hand out and didn't catch it. That has to be a pass ball. And it is. So now the Angels have Gloss at third with 2 outs, and the count 1-0 to Brad Fulmer.
And no Watasek up in the bullpen, so they will be sticking with Zerby here for a while.
The 1-0 pitch is ripped foul into the seats. Oh, that got up there in a hurry. Didn't hit anybody, luckily. 1 ball and 1 strike. Left-hander against left-hander right here. Fulmer trying to keep the Angel rally alive. Tim Salmon has hit a 2-run home run here in this inning. The Giants hit back-to-back home runs in the top of the inning. It's been a slugfest. 13 hits in less than 2 full innings. There's a pitch low and outside. Santiago blocks that one, and it's 2-1 to Fulmer.
Rory, the home run by Tim Salmon here in this inning, the 20th home run the Angels have hit in this postseason, and that is a new postseason record. Home runs by a team in a single postseason, 20.
2 balls, 1 strike to Fulmer. And the pitch to him, ground ball to the right side. Snow has it. He feeds Zerby covering, and they get out of the inning. Fulmer is retired. But the Angels come back with 2 of their own. 2 runs, 3 hits, no San Francisco errors, and 1 man left. Top of the 3rd inning, 7-4 Angels, believe it or not. If you just joined us, all you've missed is 11 runs and 13 hits in the first 2 innings. Jeff Kent at the plate takes ball 1 from Apier leading off the 3rd. The 1-0 pitch to him is ripped into left field. Garrett Anderson goes back to the wall. It's another giant home run. This time by Jeff Kent. That leads off the 3rd inning, and it's now Angels 7, Giants 5. Apier's given up 3 home runs. He's given up 3 home runs, and now Barry Bonds is at the plate. Boy, these 2 teams, what an attack they brought to the ballpark tonight. The pitch to Bonds, he takes, and it's low, ball 1. Bonds walked his first time up. That pitch from Apier to Kent was just screaming, hit me. That was a breaking ball that didn't break. It spun up there right down the middle, and Kent didn't make a mistake. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Bonds, low and outside, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes.
Well, the 2 starters the Angels have thrown against the Giants here in the first 2 games of the World Series, each giving up 3 homers.
Now it's only Lackey warming up in the Angel bullpen, not Schoenweiss. So Mike Scioscia is definitely leaning towards bringing Lackey into the game if Apier can't get through this. Apier staked to a 5-0 lead. The Giants got 4 in the second. Then it's a 7-4 lead when the Angels get 2 more in the second. A leadoff home run in the 3rd for the Giants has made it 7-5. The Giants have 5 hits, 3 of them home runs. And it's 2-0 to Bonds. Apier delivers, and Barry takes a breaking ball outside. 3 balls and no strikes. And you sure get the feeling that Apier's not long for this game. Same way we felt about Ortiz. He winds on the 3-0 pitch to Bonds, way outside. He walked him on 4 straight. That's the second time Apier has walked Bonds. The tying run comes to the plate for the Giants here in the 3rd inning. Benito Santiago. It's hard to believe there's been a 1-2-3 inning in this game, but Apier did get the Giants in order in the 1st.
Well, we were thinking maybe that would be a good sign for Kevin because it rarely has happened this year.
Here comes Scioscia, and that might be it for Kevin. Apier with a glum look on his face, and you can just imagine how a veteran pitcher like Kevin feels being given a 5-0 lead in a World Series game and not being able to get out of the 3rd inning. But Scioscia has not made the motion yet to bring Lackey into the game. Lackey pitched 3 terrific innings in relief in New York, and that's it for Apier. So Kevin, who they'll still have to depend on for another game in this World Series, is out of this game in the third inning with nobody out, and the Angels leading 7-5. 6'6", 205 pounds, from Abilene, Texas. Lackey's only 23 years old, but they need a big performance from him tonight. The first man he'll face is Benito Santiago, as Apier now looking forlorn on the Angel bench. Lackey checks first and tosses one over there. Bonds is aboard after the walk. He's walked both times up. Lackey's 1-0 in the postseason. He had a great start against the Twins. He has not allowed an earned run in 10 innings of work in the postseason. But of course, he didn't come to the ballpark tonight thinking he was going to pitch. Far from it. First pitch to Santiago is fouled off, out of play. 0-1 to Benito Santiago, who flied out his first time up. Well, Russ Ortiz tonight went 1 2/3, and Kevin Apier 2+. No balls, 1 strike to Santiago. Lackey checks first. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Benito rips one to short. Eckstein caught it, and he doubles Bonds off of first. Lackey's heading to the dugout. That's only 2 outs.
Well, Troy Gloss was at the foot of the dugout. He thought it was the 3rd out also.
And then Spezio, when he saw some of the other guys going off the field, he started to jog off the field. But it's a big, big play for the Angels. A line drive double play. 6-3 off the bat of Santiago. Bonds is doubled off of first base. Two outs in the third inning, and J.T. Snow at the plate. Lackey's first pitch to Snow, up high with it, ball 1-0.
Lackey pitching for the first time in 8 days. He last worked against Minnesota, had a terrific start against them on October the 12th.
There's a fastball in for a strike. Snow had a single his first time up, lining a hit and run base hit into right. 1 ball, 1 strike to J.T. Snow with 2 outs and nobody on in the third. Lackey delivers, and Snow hits a fly ball into center. Erstad is there. He's under it. Lackey's going to get him out of the inning. The Giants are done in the third. They get 1 run on the leadoff home run by Kent. 1 hit, nobody left. The game is already in the hands of the relievers. We're only in the third inning. Scott Spezio at the plate. The pitch by Chad Zerbe is inside, ball 1. So you can close the book on Apier. 2+ innings, 5 hits, 5 runs, all earned. He walked 2 and struck out 2. The pitch to Spezio, inside, ball 2. As tough as that line sounds, Ortiz is even worse. 1 2/3 innings, 9 hits, 7 runs, all earned. No walks, no strikeouts. Zerbe's 2-0 to Spezio, who hits one right to second. Kent is up with it. He'll throw it on to first base for the out, and for the first time, the Angels' leadoff man is retired. Benji Molina coming up. Benji flied out to right field his first time up. Hey, Angel fans, visit Angel Baseball. That's angelsbaseball.com for the best selection of official World Series merchandise. To support your American League champion Angels and dress in style, go to angelsbaseball.com. There's a strike into Benji Molina, a high strike from Zerbe. Benji flied out to right field his first time up. The 0-1 pitch to him, high and outside, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Angels 7, Giants 5 in the bottom of the third inning. The 1-1 pitch, Molina grounds that one to shortstop. Fielding it is Aurelia, and he gets Benji by plenty. 2 down. Zerbe has come in to retire all 3 men he has faced. Before Adam Kennedy steps in, let's pause 10 seconds for our stations to identify themselves. This is the Anaheim Angels Baseball Network.
You're listening to Talk Radio, AM 570, KLAC Los Angeles, home of the Anaheim Angels.
Rory, Markus, and Terry Smith with you from Edison Field in Anaheim. Adam Kennedy at the plate 0 for 1 tonight. Zerbe delivers to him, and Kennedy rips one foul. The last time Kennedy was up, Ortiz delivered a pitch that was sailing right at his helmet. Kennedy ducked underneath it. The ball hit the bat. Ortiz fielded it and got him. So that's been Kennedy's only at bat. He's 0 for 1. Zerbe comes back 0-1, and Adam takes a good slider on the outside corner, strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes to Adam Kennedy. 2 out, nobody on. Angels batting here in the bottom half of the 3rd inning, leading 7-5. Kennedy swings and lashes it foul. Oh, up into the seats. Another one that got in there in a hurry. No balls, 2 strikes to Kennedy. Chad Zerbe in relief of Russ Ortiz tonight. Working out of a stretch, he delivers. Kennedy looks at one a little bit low, ball 1.
Zerbe wasn't even on the Giants roster for the division series against the Braves. He was on their active roster for the NLCS series against the Cardinals, but this is his first action this postseason.
Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Kennedy looks at a slider outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 44,000 plus here tonight. A good portion of them wearing red, as has become the tradition in Anaheim. 2-2 to Kennedy. The pitch by Zerbe hit right back to the mound. Nice play by the pitcher. He flips it to Snow. And the Angels, for the first time, go out in 1-2-3 order. We have completed just 3 innings, and the score is the Angels 7, the Giants 5 on the Anaheim Angels Baseball Network.
All right, thanks, Rory. And John Lackey will get ready for his first full inning of relief. He came in and got 3 outs last inning, although he didn't start the entire inning. Came in to replace Kevin Appier, so he gets ready to work here in the 4th. He'll face Sanders, Bell, and Dunston. Here's the pitch, and that one is right in there for a called strike. 0-1 the count on Reggie Sanders, who's swinging a hot bat here in the World Series. He's been up 4 times with 2 hits. They've both been home runs. He's homered tonight. Lackey ready, delivers, and that one is ripped into left field. It's going to drop in for a base hit. Getting to it quickly is Garrett Anderson, and he will hold Sanders to a single. But Reggie Sanders continues to hit that baseball and hit it hard.
A playoff veteran, Reggie Sanders, is in a groove right now. A home run yesterday, another key base hit yesterday, home run tonight, and now a single leading off the 4th inning. He's swinging a hot bat.
David Bell will be the batter. Bell with a home run his first time up. Lackey looking in for the sign from catcher Benji Molina. Big John ready, and the pitch, and that is in there for a called strike. 0-1. Lackey in this postseason has now worked 11 innings without allowing a run, walking 1, striking out 10 in 11 postseason innings. Terrific numbers for the rookie. Infield is at double play depth. The pitch, and that one missed a little bit low. A fastball. The count even. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. David Bell, a player that the Giants traded for during the offseason. And he put some solid numbers on the board for them. 20 home runs, 73 runs batted in. Here's the pitch, and he hits one hard but foul down the left side. It's back over near the seats. Ricochets back onto the playing field. Foul ball. The count 1 ball, 2 strikes.
curious to think about what might be going through Lackey's mind, who came to the ballpark tonight not expecting at all to pitch. Starters have a way of sort of mentally working themselves up into their start, and he was going to start game 4. Now here he is trying to help the Angels hang on to game 2 in the early innings.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Bell. Next delivery, that's low. Off speed pitch, the count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. David Bell was with the Mariners the past 4 seasons, and then came over from Seattle during the offseason. Right-hander against right-hander. Lackey's toss over to first, and again back to the bag safely goes Reggie Sanders. David Bell, a player that Dusty Baker has been impressed by this season, saying that he's one of the first players to arrive to the ballpark each day and normally one of the last players to leave the ballpark after the game. Runner goes, 2-2 pitch. That's ball 3. Throw is wide. It's an easy stolen base and a good stop on that throw that was sailing by Adam Kennedy. Kind of went diving to catch it. So it'll be a stolen base for Sanders. He's at second. And now the count full on Bell, 3-2.
He got a huge jump, Sanders did, on Lackey. He stole that one on John completely. Molina had no chance there.
So Reggie Sanders showing a little power and speed here in this World Series. He had 18 stolen bases during the regular season. 3 balls and 2 strikes to count on Bell. The veteran Sean Dunston waits on deck. The pitch. There's a high fly ball hit foul down the left side. Hit it pretty well, but pulled it way foul. And the count is still 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Well, Lackey has not allowed a run yet, but they're getting some good swings. Bell has had a couple of real good swings here that he fouled off, pulled a little bit too much. Santiago had a good cut against him in last inning and lined into a double play. So even though Lackey has not allowed a run, he's not really fooling them.
Another full count pitch on its way to Bell. He chops this one foul on the third base side and will do it again with the count holding at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Fans, when it comes time to paint, visit your nearest Southern California Frizzy paint and wall covering store. You'll find quality products, expert advice, and old-fashioned service. Lackey checks the runner at second, nobody out. And the 3-2 ball bounced back to the mound. John looks the runner back to second and easily throws out the batter Bell. Good job by John Lackey. 1 out here in the San Francisco 4th. Sean Dunston will be the next batter.
Very good job by Lackey moving to the first base side of the mound. If he doesn't play that, Sanders probably goes to third. So a big out and a good play by Lackey.
Lackey, a former first baseman. He is kind of like an extra fielder out there on the mound. He does a very good job out there defensively. So Dunston will bat. He was retired on a fine play by Adam Kennedy back in the 2nd inning. Infield is back. Pitch on Dunston. He takes a strike, a first pitch fastball in there. It's 0-1. "39 years old, Sean Dunston. Giants, his 6th big league club, and he's in his 3rd go-around with the Giants. Right-hander against right-hander. 0-1. Ball chopped on the left side. Eckstein has it. Goes to second, and they have Sanders in a rundown. It'll be Gloss who runs him back towards second, and a heads-up play by David Eckstein. They get the lead runner. Fielder's choice. The batter Dunston at first, but Eckstein caught Sanders off the bag at second, and the Angels able to run him down.
Heads up play by Eckstein and terrible base running by Sanders. who was caught in no man's land on a ball hit right in front of him. I don't know where he thought he was going, but the Angels will certainly take the out.
That'll go down as a 6-4-5 fielder's choice. You don't see that happen very often. So now the top of the order, Kenny Lofton at the play with 2 outs and Dunston on at first. Lackey set, delivers, and Kenny Lofton swings and fouls it off, backing out of play on the left side. No balls and 1 strike. Lofton, nearing the World Series, has gone 1 for 5. He's 1 for 2 tonight. Kenny Lofton now 35 years old. He gave the Giants a big lift when they acquired him from the White Sox at the trading deadline. 0-1 pitch, and that's a little bit low. It misses. 1 ball and 1 strike. Lofton, a player with quite a bit of postseason experience from his days with the Indians. And he's done a pretty good job this postseason for the Giants, helping them get to the World Series. A pitch, he lifts one in the air into left center field. Erstad is backtracking, and one center fielder retires another. That'll end the inning. For the Giants here in the 4th, no runs. They had the leadoff hit, no errors, and 1 runner left. Third baseman David Bell is up on the grass, guarding against a possible Eckstein bunt. He's already had 1 bunt single tonight. The pitch, he takes the first pitch high, a first pitch fastball. 1 ball and no strikes. Eckstein now in postseason play is hitting over 300, 304. Here's the 1-0, and that's in there, a strike. One and one on the Angels shortstop. Zerby is ready, and the 1-1 pitch. Ground ball on the third base side. Diving stop by Bell. He gets up, throws, and gets David. Nice play there. That ball was not hit quite as hard as Eckstein would have liked. And Bell went down on it. Actually, he might have gone down a little bit too soon and had to kind of crawl a little bit to get to that ball, but was able to get the out on Eckstein, and that's the first out. Darren Erstad will be the batter. Erstad has had another hit for the Angels here in the postseason, and in doing so, he has hit safely in every postseason game for the Halos, an 11-game postseason hitting streak. Here's the pitch, and that one is a pitch that is in there for a strike. 0-1. Erstad showing the red of the Sox tonight. And he has been wearing those uniform pants all the way down to his shoes. We'll get to that after the next delivery. And that one is a pitch that is up for a ball to count even 1-1. Darren has been jockeying his look, if you will, the way he's wearing his uniform, depending on what happened in the Angels game the night before. The pitch, and that one misses for a ball to count 2 balls and 1 strike. So since the Angels lost last night and Erstad had the pants down in last night's game, he's wearing them back up the way he wore them during the regular season. And he's hoping that in doing that, that'll reverse the Angels' luck. So far, so good. Halos are up, but we're still a long ways away from this ball game coming to an end. There's ball 3. It's 3 balls and 1 strike. Tim Salmon waiting on deck. He's had a fine ball game. 2 times up, 2 hits, 2 runs scored, 2 RBIs, a single and a homer. 7 runs, 9 hits for the Angels, 5 runs, 6 hits for the Giants, and we're only in the bottom of the 4th. The 3-1 on Erstad, and he grounds the ball to the third baseman. Bell has this one, and he will throw out Darren, and that'll be the second out. So every batter that Zerbe has faced since coming in back in the bottom of the second, he's retired. And every batter he's retired is grounded out. 6 groundouts recorded by Zerbe. Here's Tim Salmon. Left-hander's first pitch on Tim. He takes that breaking ball outside. It's 1 ball, no strikes. After the World Series is over, Salmon will have knee surgery. He's been playing with a torn meniscus in the left knee. The pitch, and that one is a strike on the outside corner. 1-1 the count. Ron Renicky coaching at third, hands on his side. Alfredo Griffin coaching at first, hands along his side. They're down. Pitch misses for ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. Salmon in the postseason is now batting .256. Zerbe set, and the 2-1 pitch. Ball drilled into left field. That's another hit. So the Angels' first hit off of Zerbe. Salmon is now 3 for 3. And Garrett Anderson will be the next batter. And that is the 10th hit in tonight's game for the Angels, and we're only in the 4th. Garrett 1 for 2 in tonight's game. He was 1 for 4 last night. In tonight's ball game, the 2 starting pitchers, Apier and Ortiz, each failing to go beyond 2 innings. The pitch, that's a strike off speed delivery on Garrett. 0-1 to count. Giants are getting some more action in their bullpen. And they have a right-hander up. No balls and 1 strike to count. Pitch on GA, an off-speed pitch. A curveball fooled him. He was way in front, swinging and missing that pitch. No balls and 2 strikes. Jay Watazik is the pitcher who's up once again for the Giants in their bullpen. You got to think before this one is said and done, we're going to see Watazik. We will see a number of relievers, you got to think, before this one is over. 0-2 the count on Garrett. Salmon short lead off first. He still draws a throw, and he was pretty much on the bag by the time that lob throw came from Zerbe over to Snow at first base. 2 outs and 2 strikes on the Angels left fielder Garrett Anderson. Again a toss over to first. Well, Salmon is not looking to steal any bases here, but with 2 outs and 2 strikes, Zerbe doesn't want to see Salmon get any kind of a jump on contact here with Anderson at the plate. Giants left-hander is set, delivers, and he misses high with that fastball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Zerbe this year did a pretty good job in relief for the Giants. Had a 2-0 record, 3.04 ERA. The pitch. There's a low liner off the glove of the second baseman Kent, but it drops right in front of him. He picks the ball up and throws to first, gets Garrett, and that will end the inning. It'll go as a 4-3 ground out. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left. We've completed 4 and head to the 5th inning. What a year this fella had last year for San Francisco. 37 home runs. The pitch, and the first one is low and away for ball 1. First pitch fastball. Aurelia this year bothered by an elbow problem, and he had bone chips removed from his right elbow back in May. And that cut into his power numbers this year. The pitch, he lifts one in the air in a shallow right center. Erstad coming in hard, can't make the catch. Ball drops in front of him. Now breaking for second is Aurelia, and the throw will be late at second base from Salmon, who was backing up. So a bloop double for Rich Aurelia. His first hit in the World Series. He's playing in his first World Series. And now the batter will be Jeff Kent. Oh, in last night's game, even though the Giants won it, they did not get any production out of the top third of their order. They've gotten a lot better production out of that part of the order here tonight. Lofton, the leadoff man, has a hit. Aurelia just got his first hit. And Kent, who gets ready to bat, the number 3 hitter in their order, has homered in 2 times up after going hitless in last night's game. So Lackey facing the tying run at the plate. No outs, runner at second. Giants now with 7 hits in the game. The pitch, that's low and outside. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Jeff Kent, when he homered his last time up, that was his first home run in this postseason. And he had 37 during the regular season. Here's the pitch on Kent. He takes that one low. 2 balls and no strikes. Jeff Kent playing in his first World Series. He had been in the playoffs with the Indians in '96 and with the Giants in '97 and again in the 2000 season. But the Giants not advancing in those 2 division series. The pitch, that's fouled off on the right side, backing out of play. And the count, 2 balls and 1 strike. Looks like the Angels are getting some more action in the bullpen. Ben Weber has started to heat up out there in the left field bullpen. Infield is back. Outfield is shading Kent a little bit the opposite way. The pitch, he swings at that fastball and fouls it back. 2 balls and 2 strikes. One reliever on the Angels' active roster this entire postseason who's been a forgotten man, if you will, out in that bullpen is Scott Shields. He's yet to appear in the postseason. He's healthy, but has just not been called on by Mike Scioscia so far in any of the Angels' postseason games. The 2-2. There's a swing and a foul tip that pops off the mid of Benji Molina. So staying alive on that one is Kent. And that one kind of threw off the fans and the scoreboard there for a moment. Count remains no balls and 2 strikes. Lackey shaking off the sign of Benji Molina, then like the next one that he saw, but Kent, tired of waiting, backs out of the box. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count on Jeff Kent. Kent had a broken wrist in spring training. Occurred as he takes that 2-2 pitch for a called third strike, and he is not happy with it as he says something to the home plate umpire Angel Hernandez, and those two were barking at each other for a moment. Kent heads back to his dugout. We've seen a number of the Giants hitters get called out on strikes here in the early going. Lofton in the first inning. Aurelia was called out in the second. And now Kent here in the 5th, and every time they've been upset. Now with first base open, Barry Bonds is going to be intentionally walked. And this will be his 3rd walk tonight, but the first time he's been intentionally walked. So the Angels not taking any chances with Bonds as the tying run at the plate in this situation at first base open. So he'll get the freebie. And there is ball 4. So Bonds 3 walks in 3 times up. And with all the walks that Barry Bonds got during the regular season, now we see Mike Scioscia coming out of the dugout, and I believe we're going to have the move to the bullpen. So Ben Weber will be coming in to take over in relief, and Lackey's night is over. He did a good job, but he will leave with 2 runners on base. And his on-base percentage this season was just out of sight. He was on base 58% of the times that he batted. If you get on base 40% of the times, you're doing good. He got on base nearly 60% of the time this year, which is just absolutely unheard of.
That's a huge statistic. On-base percentage wins games, and the Giants are here in the World Series, not just because Bonds hits it out of the park, but he gets on base and sets it up for other guys, scores a lot of runs.
Their team on-base percentage this year was just over 34%, and keep in mind, Bonds got on base safely just over 58% of the time. So what an impact player. Weber is ready to work. Santiago swings and misses the first pitch, and the count 0-1. In situations like this in the postseason, Santiago has thrived. Tonight he is 0 for 2, and he has lined into a double play, but he came into this game with 11 runs batted in the postseason, tied for second on the Giants this postseason in RBIs. 2 on with 1 out. Weber ready, and the pitch. There's a ground ball on the left side. It's by Glosson through into left field. Going to third and being held there will be Aurelia. So they don't score on that one, but now the bases are loaded. Well, Weber got the ground ball, but it was just out of the reach of Gloss. And now runners everywhere, and JT Snow, who's had a good World Series here in the first couple of games, will be the batter.
Boy, this is a dangerous hitter with the bases loaded. A 2-run lead for the Angels. The tying run out there at second base now, and JT Snow, who hit a 2-run home run last night, up there at the plate.
Well, Weber could use a ground ball to someone here. Snow doesn't run all that well, so a chance to get out of the inning with a double play, but a lot easier said than done. First pitch on Snow. That one didn't miss by much. 1-0 the count. Ben Weber in relief of John Lackey. Kevin Apier started. Runners everywhere with 1 out. The pitch on Snow. That's low, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. And boy, Weber has worked himself into an even tougher situation now. It's tough enough pitching with the bases loaded, but when you get behind against the hitter as he is now, 2-0, that makes it even worse. 2 balls and no strikes. Weber deals, and he's way inside, ball 3. 3-0 the count.
Reggie Sanders on deck. He's probably the hottest hitter in the first game and a half. So this is just a critical pitch here, or pitch or 2 to Snow coming up.
Weber had some control problems in the ALDS against the Yankees. 3-0 pitch. That's right down the heart of the plate. 3-1 the count. Ben Weber during the regular season for the Angels, very good numbers. 7 wins, 2 losses, 7 saves, 2.54 ERA. The 3-1 pitch on Snow. Ground ball, base hit through the right side. 1 run will score. Also being waved around is Bonds. He'll score, and it's a 7-7 tie. JT Snow with 2 more RBIs. He's driven in 4 in the World Series. And the Angels, who at one time tonight had a 5-0 lead, have seen the Giants tie this game up. And the Giants now with runners at the corners and only 1 out.
The Giants have tied it, and they have all the momentum right now. Back-to-back hits off of Ben Weber. And a chance to take the lead here with a runner at third base, less than 2 outs, and the hot-hitting Reggie Sanders up.
Those 2 runs which just scored will go against Lackey, so his book is closed. 2 1/3 innings. He gave up 2 hits, 2 runs, both earned. The intentional walk to Bonds comes back to hurt the Angels because Bonds just scored the tying run. First pitch on Sanders, and he takes that one for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Weber getting behind the hitters, and he's paying for it.
No activity in the Angel bullpen. They want Weber to get out of this inning. He desperately needs a ground ball at somebody.
Ben is ready, and the next pitch in there for a strike. 1-1 to count. Ben Weber, for a brief time, a San Francisco Giant, and facing them here for the second straight night in the World Series. Go ahead run at third. Now tired of waiting, backing out of the box is Sanders. Sanders tonight, a 3-run homer and a single. In the World Series, 3 for 5 with 2 homers. And he's driven in 4 runs. And again, he'll step out of the box. One ball, 1 strike. The pitch. And there's a swing and a foul tip. Count 1-2.
It'll be interesting to hear after the game Mike Scioscia's thinking on taking Lackey out when he did here in the fifth inning. Whether he's trying to save him to start him anyway in game 4, or it looked like Lackey was kind of just starting to get loose and get into the ball game when he came out.
I got to think he was thinking ahead to Lackey's scheduled start, which would be on Wednesday. Maybe taking the approach that today was a work day. He got his work in the actual game tonight. The 1-2 pitch. That one's a ball that's tapped foul off of the catcher, Benji Molina. He's walking around in some pain. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Having gone to Weber this early in the game, the Angels are going to have to get, you would think, at least an inning out of somebody who has not pitched that much lately. Either Schoenweiss or maybe Scott Shields. Frankie Rodriguez, of course, is ready to go. But you're not going to get more than 2 absolute maximum out of him.
Like Scioscia had mentioned earlier today that he wanted to get Frankie Rodriguez and Troy Percival into this game. And he also was saying, I hope I get them in to protect the lead. Well, that is not the situation right now. This game's tied and the Giants threatening to take the lead. Weber bluffing a pickoff toss to third, hoping to draw up the runner Snow at first. He didn't go for it. Long at bat here for Sanders as he and Weber playing a little cat and mouse game, hitter and pitcher.
Long game. We truly are on a 4-hour pace. It's already a little over 2 hours old in the top of the 5th with 1 out.
This game has already featured 14 runs and 19 hits. 7-7 the score. The 1-2 delivery. Got him. Swung on and missed. Sinking fastball struck him out. It's a big out right there. Second out of the inning.
Oh, that's a huge out, as hot as Reggie Sanders has been. Especially with a runner at third and less than 2 outs. A fly ball would have given the Giants the lead.
So David Bell will bat. Bell is homered in 2 times up tonight. He was hitless in last night's game. When the Angels step up in the bottom of the 5th, Gloss, Fulmer, and Spezio scheduled. And we'll see what the Giants do pitching-wise if they stick with Zerbe, who's already worked 2 1/3 innings. They had some action with Tosic earlier in the bullpen. There's a swing and a miss. No balls and 1 strike. Good sinker there. Bell looking down to the third base coach, Sonny Jackson, flashing the signs. Sonny Jackson, a pretty good ball player in his day, former shortstop. No balls and 1 strike to count. And again, Weber bluffing a pickoff move. David Bell, the batter, 30 years old. And he's moved around a bit in his big league career. He's played for the Indians, the Cardinals. And he went back to the Indians. He was with Seattle the last 4 years. First year with the Giants. A pitch. That one is inside the count even. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. David Bell playing in his first World Series, but he had been in the AL Championship Series last 2 seasons playing for Seattle. They were knocked out by the Yankees the last 2 years running. 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Chopped foul right over by the Angels dugout. So the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Fans coming to life here, trying to will on Ben Weber to get out of this first and third 2-out situation. Fans on their feet. Bell moving back into the batter's box. Weber is set. And the 1-2 pitch popped back foul behind the plate, and this one's going to head back to the seats. It lands just in front of us. So the count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Critical time in the game for the Angels, especially psychologically, to not fall behind right here after letting a 5-0 lead slip away.
David Bell, first year with the Giants. He had an impact on his Giant teammates. They named him the Willie McCovey winner this season. That award voted on by the Giants players to the most inspirational player on the team. 1-2, and he lines one down the left side, but foul. So he stays alive with 2 strikes. Count holding at 1-2. Kevin Appier started. He went 2 innings, gave up 5 hits and 5 runs and 3 homers. John Lackey, 2 1/3 innings of relief. Weber has gotten 1 out. And he's trying to get the final out here in the 5th. The 1-2. Ball lined by the mound. Kennedy stops it, flips to second, not in time. The runner scores from third. The Angels unable to get that out at second base. It was a great diving stop there by Kennedy, but the flip was late. RBI single. The Giants lead it 8-7. That ball was right by the mound. Kennedy went down diving to stop that bouncer. Shoveled over to David Eckstein. And boy, I'll tell you what, watching the replay there, that was very close. Angels did not argue. Kennedy and Eckstein had a word or two with the second base umpire, Mike Winters, but Mike Scioscia never came out to dispute the call.
Looked like he was out on the replay.
So the Giants have battled back to take their first lead tonight. Runners at first and second. The pitch, that's inside on Dunston. 1 ball, no strikes. Weber has gotten some ground balls here in this inning, the sinker baller, but has not gotten the outs quick enough, and he's recorded only 1 out against the 4 batters that he's faced, 3 of them with hits. The out coming on a strikeout. 1-0 pitch. There's a ground ball on the third base side by Gloss, just out of his reach, being waved around. The throw to the plate will be late. Scoring from second base will be Snow. Ball got away. Runners move up to second and third, and the Giants now lead it 9-7. There have been a couple of balls that have gotten by Troy Gloss to his left. He's gone down trying to stop them, but has not been able to get to them.
When it left the bat, you thought he would get it, but he couldn't quite come up with it. It's an error on Garrett Anderson on the throw, allowing the runners to move up to second and third. And the Angels are in trouble now. They've given up 4 here in the 5th. They gave up 4 in the 2nd and 1 in the 3rd. 9-7 Giants.
So now the Giants will send the top of the order up in Kenny Lofton, the 9th batter in the inning. 4 runs in this inning. And the Giants with a 9-7 lead. There's still a lot of baseball left. We're only in the top of the 5th. Here's the pitch. That one is a little low for ball 1. It's 1 ball, no strikes. 4 of the 5 batters that Weber has faced have singled in this inning. And 2 of the 4 runs in the inning are charged against Weber. The pitch. And that one misses. 2 balls and no strikes. Giants with 11 hits in the game. Here's the pitch. That one is lifted foul on the left side. That one's going to head back to the seats and out of play. Edison Field getting quiet. The Angels had a 5-0 lead in this ball game, then led it 7-4, but now trail 9-7. The pitch, that's outside, 3-1. Frankie Rodriguez is up in the Angels bullpen. He's yet to pitch here in the World Series. Weber ready. Runners at second and third, 2 outs, 3-1. Lifted foul on the left side, so the count runs full, 3-2. Lead runner at third. Bell on at second. Dunston. The 3-2 on Lofton. Ground ball right side at Kennedy. He has it, throws to first in time, and that will end the inning. But another big inning for the Giants as they put 4 on the board, and they did it here in the 5th inning, coming away with a total of 5 hits, 1 error in the inning, and 2 runners left. We are going to the bottom of the 5th as we head there. Giants lead at 9-7. Troy Gloss will lead things off. Gloss with a double and 2 times up. Zerbe working exclusively from the stretch, delivers a strike. Pitch was in there. And the count 0-1. Troy Gloss is having a good World Series. He's 3 for 6, 2 homers, and a double. 0-1 pitch. That one is low. Count even, it's 1-1. A lot of celebrities on hand tonight for Game 2 of the World Series. Actor Jim Belushi is here. David Hasselhoff, Dennis Quaid, Rob Reiner, Ray Romano. Arnold Schwarzenegger is here. Kiefer Sutherland. 1-1 pitch. That's lined off the pitcher, Zerbe, and the ball caroms into center field. That'll be a base hit. Gloss is on with his second hit, a leadoff single. And the Angels will get ready to send, we'll see, Brad Fulmer is the slated batter here. And Fulmer will bat against the left-hander. Brad 1 for 2 tonight with an RBI single. He was also involved in a delayed double steal by the Angels in the first inning tonight, in which Fulmer actually stole home. The pitch. That one's high and away for ball. The count 1 ball, no strikes. Have a lot of members of the Lakers on hand tonight. Kobe Bryant's here, Rick Fox, Robert Ory, Tracy Murray, Samaki Walker, Derek Fisher here. 1-0. And that one's in there for a strike. Count even 1-1. And as to be expected, some Hall of Famers here at this World Series. Ernie Banks is here, so is Willie Mays, Tommy Lasorda. 1-1 strike, the count on Brad Fulmer. The next pitch, he drills one, but foul on the right side, and the count 1-2 strikes. Fulmer did not get a whole lot of swings against left-handers during the regular season. And as a result, he batted just .222 against lefties. 2 of his 19 home runs this year coming against left-handers. Ready is Zerby, and now a lob toss over to first base. Gloss gets back to the bag in time. Governor Gray Davis is here tonight. One ball and 2 strikes. Left-hander against left-hander. Zerby delivers, and Fulmer lifts it foul out of play on the left side. That one pushed back to the seats. So the count is 1-2 strikes. Scott Spiezio waiting on deck. This has been a wild ball game, and we're only in the bottom of the 5th. Already 22 hits, each team with 11. And 16 runs on the board. The Giants with 9 of them, the Angels with 7. Tying run at the plate here with Fulmer batting. 1-2 pitch. And he pops the ball up into shallow center field. Lofton got a late start, and he doesn't make the catch. Ball got away from him momentarily. Gloss headed for third. He'll have to hurry. He is safe. The ball got away from Bell. Very aggressive base running there. Troy Gloss gets up limping a bit. Lofton got a very late start there in center field, and Fulmer bloops a single in, and runners are at the corners. Ned Bergert, the Angels trainer, is heading over to the third base coaching area where he's going to check up on Troy Gloss. Mentioned after Gloss went diving head first into third, he got up and was limping a bit. Lofton is going to be charged with an error enabling Gloss to get the extra base. So it'll be a single for Fulmer, his second hit. And then also an error on Kenny Lofton. Angels are back in business here. Gloss appears to be okay. He'll stay in the game. Dave Righetti is out to the mound to chat with Zerby. They have action in the bullpen. And the right-hander who's warming up once again is Jay Watazik. He's gotten in about 100 pitches in the bullpen tonight. He's been up 3 different times now. So the meeting at the mound is over. No pitching change. Scott Spiezio, the batter. He was one of the top hitters in the American League against lefties this season. And he's had a fine postseason, batting .378. Zerby is set. He delivers. Ball fouled off on the right side, backing out of play. No balls and 1 strike. Zerby came into this 5th inning having retired 7 of the 8 that he had faced, but in this inning he's given up 2 straight hits. Oh and 1 the count on Scott Spiezio. Here's the pitch, and there's a liner into center field at Lofton. Gloss will tag and score easily as the throw goes to second. So Spiezio does his job. He gets that runner in, and now the Angels trail by a run here in the 5th inning, 9-8. Scott Spiezio's second RBI tonight. And he has driven in 13 runs in the postseason. Benji Molina will be the batter. Fulmer, who was on at first base, did not advance on that sac fly, so he remains there. And here is Benji Molina. Benji looking for his first World Series hit. The pitch. That's a strike on the inside corner. Let's pause 10 seconds for our stations to identify themselves. This is the Anaheim Angels Baseball Network.
You're listening to the Anaheim Angels on Talk Radio AM 570 KLAC Los Angeles. Home of Susie Orman, weekdays from 1 to 3 p.m.
Zerbe taking a lot of time between pitches, now ready. A pitch out. Nothing brewing as Fulmer, who has stolen 2 bases here in the World Series, including home tonight, he was not on the move. Angels have out-hit the Giants, but trail by a run, 9-8. Lob toss over to first. Fulmer gets back. Frankie Rodriguez continues to warm up for the Angels. He will likely be coming in when we get to the 6th. And the Giants also have some more action in their bullpen. Aaron Fultz warming up now, along with Watazik. Pitches fouled back on the right side, out of play. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Hope you're enjoying the action wherever you're listening to Angels World Series action here from Edison Field. This is Terry Smith along with Rory Markus. Our producer-engineer is Darren Chan. Frank Lafarelli back in Los Angeles at our flagship station, AM 570 KLAC. 9-8 Giants in a wild one here. We're in the bottom of the 5th. Zerbe is set. The pitch. And that one is outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, you got to wonder how much longer Dusty Baker will go with Zerbe. Keep in mind, he's pitching for the first time here in the postseason. So his last outing prior to this one had been in the regular season. So he had gone a long time between appearances, and he's already thrown 46 pitches. That one is low. The count runs full, 3-2. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Adam Kennedy waits on deck. Count full on Benji Molina. 1 out, a run in, payoff pitch. Ground ball hit the third. They'll go to second for 1. They'll relay it to first. It is a double play. And Zerbe gets out of any further damage here in this 5th inning. The Angels will have to settle for 1 run. The inning ends on the 5-4-3 double play. In the inning, the Angels get 1 run. It was unearned. He's given up just 4 hits in 10 postseason innings, striking out 15, and the first pitch in there for strike 1. 0-1 the count. Rich Aurelia at the plate. He's gone 1 for 3 tonight with a double and a run scored. Here's the pitch on him, and he got off a late swing on that fastball and fouls it off by his batter waiting on deck, Jeff Kent. 0-2 the count on the Giants shortstop. Aurelia with the second longest tenure among the current Giants. Only Barry Bonds has been here longer with San Francisco than Aurelia. The pitch. He is out looking, and he knew it. Got him on a slider, struck him out. 1 up, 1 away. Well, when Aurelia was called out on strikes in the second inning, he was upset with the home plate umpire, Angel Hernandez. That time, he just put his head down and started heading for his first base dugout. He knew he took a called third strike. So here's Kent at the plate with 1 out. The pitch popped in the air, foul. First base side, it's going to head back to the seats and out of play. Ben Weber the third pitcher to work tonight for the Angels, went 2/3 of an inning, gave up 4 hits, 2 runs, both earned, didn't walk any, struck out 1. 9-8, Giants leading, top of the 6th. The Angels had a 5-0 lead after 1 inning tonight. Here's the 0-1 pitch, a swing and a miss, nasty slider, 0-2 the count. I think it's been so impressive about Frankie Rodriguez at age 20, the way he just throws strikes. 0-2 pitch, got him, slider, swung on and missed, struck him out. Back-to-back strikeouts, no contest against the first 2 batters in this inning. Barry Bonds will be the batter. Frankie Rodriguez certainly making a statement in the postseason. And how about this matchup here? The young flamethrower against Bonds. Here's the first pitch. There's a hard hit ground ball right at Spezio. He'll solo to the bag, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for young Frankie. Side retired in order. No runs, hits, or errors, and nobody left. We are going to the bottom of the 6th inning. There are some heroes you would never expect, and certainly Zerbe has been one for the Giants tonight. Really the last pitcher on their roster, and he had not pitched at all in the postseason, and what a job he's doing for them. The pitch, there's a chopper on the right side of the infield, right at Snow, and he will solo to the bag, and that'll be the first out. 1 pitch, 1 out. David Eckstein will be the next batter. Dave Righetti is going out to the mound now to talk things over with Zerbe. The fact that he got Kennedy on 1 pitch might factor into Zerbe continuing here in this inning, because after Eckstein there's another left-handed batter, Darren Erstad, waiting on deck, so no pitching change, and you can understand why. Zerbe has retired 10 of the 13 that he's faced, and keep in mind, when he took over in relief, the Angels were just crushing the ball in this ball game. They had 9 hits and 7 runs against Ortiz when he was knocked out in the bottom of the 2nd. So here's David Eckstein having a good night. 2 singles, 2 runs scored. He's also grounded out. Here's the pitch, and that's in there for strike 1. 0-1 the count. 9 runs, 11 hits for the Giants, 8 runs, 12 hits for the Angels. We're in the bottom of the 6th. The pitch, and that one is low. Count even, 1-1. Fans want to be part of exciting Angels baseball? Get your deposit in now for your 2003 season seats. Angels season seat holders receive incredible savings over game day ticket prices. Same great seats for all the Angels home games. Next pitch, Eckstein hits a ground ball foul on the third base side, just a couple feet off the line. And the count moves to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Don't forget, as an Angels season seat holder, you'll receive a VIP card, playoff priority, special events, gifts, and more. Call 1-888-796-HALO to secure the best seats in 2003. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch on David. He takes inside. 2-2 the count. Angels got 5 in the first inning, 2 in the second, and scored a run last inning in the 5th. The 2-2 on Eckstein. Hard hit but foul again over by the Angels' third base dugout. Giants have had a pair of 4-run innings, a 4-run second, a 4-run 5th, and sandwiched in between, they got a run in the top of the 3rd when Jeff Kent led that inning off with a home run. 2-2 on Eckstein. The pitch, he bounces one by the mound out near second, gloved by Aurelia. He'll throw out Eckstein, and that will be the second out. A couple of ground outs, 2 up, 2 away. 2 outs, nobody on. The pitch, Erstad hard hit ground ball. It's a fair ball right over the bag and down the right field corner it rolls. Just getting to it is Sanders. Erstad goes to second, stops there with a 2-out stand-up double. Tim Salmon, who's 3 for 3, will be the next hitter. That will be it for Zerbe. Dusty Baker is headed out of his dugout. And I'm sure he will have nothing but nice things to say to Chad Zerbe, who did some kind of a job for them here in this ball game. What a job he did.
Fantastic job coming in after Ortiz went only 1 2/3 innings. Zerbe not only kept him in the game, he got the lead for the Giants.
Salmon now batting .275 in the postseason with 3 homers, 9 runs batted in. Right-hander against right-hander. And time was called by the home plate umpire, Angel Hernandez. Witazik back looking in for the sign. Erstad the tying run at second, 9-8 Giants, bottom of the 6th, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. That's outside, it misses, 1 ball, no strikes. Jay Witazik coming over to the Giants in the offseason in a deal with the Yankees. When he was with the Yankees last year, he really struggled out of their bullpen. 1-0 pitch. That one is low and away. Ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Infield is back. Outfield straight away. Erstad getting a good-sized lead off second. 2-0 the count on the Angels right fielder Tim Salmon. And Salmon asked for time, tired of waiting on Witazik.
Witazik appeared in the World Series last year as a member of the Yankees. He had 1 appearance. He went an inning in the 3rd, and he gave up 9 runs against the Diamondbacks.
2-0 the count. Here's the next pitch. Salmon takes a strike on the outside corner. Good fastball. 2-1 the count. Tim thought about chasing that pitch from Witazik, held up on it. Pitch was in there. Witazik, fastball, slider, and change. Got a good arm. He's a power pitcher. He's ready, and the 2-1. There's a swing and a miss, and that was a good-looking slider. 2-2 the count.
He gave the Yankees 3 good innings in a game against the Mariners in the ALCS last year. Pitched 3 innings. So he's had postseason experience last season.
Two balls and 2 strikes. Salmon awaits the next delivery and the pitch. That's a fastball up and in, ball 3, 3-2. Garrett Anderson waiting on deck. He'd like to have his say here in this inning with some people on base. 2 outs. The count full on Salmon. Witazik delivers, and it's low. He walked him. It's a slider in the dirt and outside. 2 on with 2 outs. And GA will bat. Anderson 1 for 3 tonight. And apparently, when Garrett steps up, he'll be facing a different pitcher because Dusty Baker has come out of the Giants dugout over on that first base side. He's already signaled to the pen, and Aaron Foltz, a left-hander, will be coming in to replace Witazik.
He has the fans going and shaking and holding their rally monkeys up.
So Garrett Anderson will be the batter. Garrett is 1 for 3 tonight. Singled and scored his first time up. He's popped out and grounded out a couple of times tonight, hitting the ball to the second baseman, Jeff Kent. Garrett, the Angels' top RBI man this season. Second on the club in home runs. He was also second on the club in batting. And boy, could the Angels use a hit from him here. 2 outs, the first pitch. He takes it low, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Fultz is the third pitcher in this inning. 1-0 pitch. Grounded foul over on the right side, right over by the Giants' first base dugout. One of their players took his cap off and scooped that one up. 1-1 the count. 9-8 San Francisco, and a lot of baseball remaining in this one. We're in the bottom of the 6th. The 1-1 pitch. There's a base hit through on the right side. Being waved around is Erstad. Throw to the plate. It will be cut off, and now caught in a rundown is Salmon between second and third. The Angels have tied up the game, though. Salmon will be tagged out, and the inning will end right there. But Garrett delivers a base hit off of Fultz to tie this thing up at 9-9. So in the inning, the Angels do get a run as Erstad scored. 1 run in the inning, 2 hits, a walk, no errors, and the Angels will leave 1 runner on base.
Getting Aurelia, Kent, and Bonds. Now pitching to Santiago. The umpire has spotted something. I think a towel that somebody is waving out there in center field was bothering the line of sight of Santiago. No balls and 1 strike to Benito. He'll be followed by Snow and then Sanders here in the top of the 7th inning. Rodriguez winds. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Fastball fouled back to the screen. Strike 2. Rodriguez struck out 2 last inning and got Bonds on a hot smash down to Spezio. The Angels scored 5 runs in the first inning tonight. It looked like they might pound the Giants, but the Giants came back with 4 in the second, and the race was on. San Francisco's had a lead tonight at 9-7. Now we're at 9-9. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Got him swinging, strike 3. A tremendous slider by Rodriguez strikes out Santiago. He couldn't have hit that with his shovel. He missed it by a foot. JT Snow is 2 for 3 with a couple of RBIs tonight. It's been Kevin Apier for 2+, John Lackey for 2 1/3, Weber for 2/3, and now Rodriguez. And the pitch to Snow is in there for a strike. He has it going tonight.
He sure does. He's struck out 3 of the 4 that he's faced in his first World Series appearance.
His 0-1 pitch. Oh, what a slider. Swung on and missed. Strike 2. A tremendous pitch. Breaking off the table. Sinking on Snow, and he missed that one by a foot. It's no balls and 2 strikes to JT Snow, and the crowd loves this 20-year-old Venezuelan rookie. He's ahead of Snow 0-2. Frankie into his windup, and the 0-2 pitch. Inside and low, he laid off the hard slider. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
No, Rory, when all the preseason baseball guides come out this spring, it's going to be a no-brainer who the American League Rookie of the Year favorite will be. We're watching him here in the World Series.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Snow, who calls time and backs out of there.
Frankie will be eligible for that award next season because he's pitched only 5 2/3 innings in the regular season.
Rodriguez into his windup, and the 1-2 pitch. Fastball outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Kobe Bryant with a rally monkey hanging from his neck. The Lakers are well represented here tonight. 2 balls, 2 strikes to JT Snow. Here's Rodriguez, 2-2 pitch. Oh, he just missed. Maybe high, maybe a little outside, maybe a strike. Snow took it, and he's still alive, 3-2. A little bit outside, I guess. Full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Rodriguez winds and delivers, and Snow grounds it to first base. Spezia will go to the bag, 2 down. That will bring on Reggie Sanders. Game 2 of the 2002 World Series, brought to you by General Motors, where October is the month to get great deals on GMC and Chevy trucks. Sanders has had a good World Series already. He hit his second home run of the series in the second inning. He also has a single. This is a guy that was 1 for 16 in the NLCS and is 4 for 6 in the Big Daddy. 2 out, nobody on here in the top of the 7th inning, and Rodriguez pitch, swung on and missed. High fastball, and Sanders didn't catch up to it.
Frankie took a little something off that pitch. That was 88 miles per hour. He'll usually get that fastball up around 94 or so, 94, 95.
No balls and 1 strike to Sanders. Rodriguez winds. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Great slider in there, strike 2 call. Sanders just watched it. So he's ahead on the count, 0-2, and the crowd rises to its feet once again. What a shot in the arm this kid has given them on a night when there really hasn't been much pitching involved. 0-2 to Sanders. Here comes 0-2. He got him. Rodriguez runs off the field, striking out Sanders on 3 pitches. The Giants are out in the 7th, 1-2-3. We've reached the 7th inning stretch. We will have the singing right now of God Bless America. We head to the bottom of the 7th inning. The Angels 9, the Giants 9. Man, this is Ali Foreman. This is a heavyweight battle going into the late rounds with the scorecards even. Troy Gloss leads off the bottom of the 7th inning for the Angels. Gloss is 2 for 3 tonight. He has a double and a single. He's driven in a run. The first pitch to him is a fastball inside, ball 1. Felix Rodriguez into pitch for the Giants. He appeared last night. So Felix Rodriguez and Frankie Rodriguez become the pitchers of record. 1 ball and no strikes to Troy Gloss. The pitch to him. Fastball away, ball 2. Rodriguez throws exceptionally hard. That was a 95-mile-an-hour heater, but he missed outside with it. 2 balls and no strikes. The Giants lead the series 1-0. The Angels jumped on them early with 5 runs in the first inning, but the Giants came right back. They got 4 in the second, 1 in the third, 4 in the 5th. We're tied at 9 in the 7th, and there's still a long way to go. Here's the 2-0 pitch to Troy Gloss. Inside, ball 3. So Felix Rodriguez misses with the first 3 pitches he throws tonight. 3 balls and no strikes to Troy Gloss. Rodriguez is from the Dominican Republic, 6'1", 200 pounds, 29 years old, 8-6 with the Giants this year. 3 balls, no strikes. Gloss waits. Here's the pitch. Strike, a high inside strike. Gloss, then Fulmer, then Spezia for the Angels here in the 7th. Rodriguez, a 4.17 earned run average this year. Yesterday was his 6th career appearance against the Angels. Now the 3-1 to Troy Gloss. It's popped up high in the air, way up there behind second base. Jeff Kent calling for it, and he makes the catch. Call the Angels Community Relations Office at 714-940-2174 for information. Brad Fulmer 2 for 3 tonight. He has a single, an RBI, and a run scored. He has 2 singles total. Felix Rodriguez delivers to him, and it's swung on and missed. 0-1. He throws hard. Somewhat ironic in this game that has featured 25 base hits and 18 runs. The bullpen's going to decide it, and they've been getting a little bit tough now with Frankie Rodriguez for the Angels and now Felix Rodriguez for the Giants. It's 0-1 to Brad Fulmer. Quite a game. Game 2 of the 2002 World Series. Here's the 0-1 to Fulmer. A check swing foul that goes up into the seats. Rodriguez ahead on the count, 0-2. Scott Spezio, one of the best fastball hitters the Angels have, is on deck to face this fastball pitcher, Felix Rodriguez. No balls, 2 strikes to Fulmer. That looks like George Brett that caught that foul ball. In the seats. 0-2 to Brad. Rodriguez sets. Here's the 0-2 delivery. Fastball outside, ball 1. A ball and 2 strikes. Angels 9, Giants 9. We're in the bottom of the 7th. One and 2 to Brad Fulmer. They play him deep, shading a little bit toward left with the fastball pitcher Rodriguez out there. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Fulmer waits. Rodriguez sets, and the 1-2 pitch is outside, ball 2. A 95-mile-an-hour fastball. The game is at 3 hours and 10 minutes. We thought last night's 3:44 was long. This one could go past the 4-hour mark. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Brad Fulmer. But nobody's leaving. It's been an exciting ball game if you like a lot of runs and hits. 2-2 the count. Rodriguez delivers, and Fulmer takes an off-speed pitch in the dirt. He went 3-1 to Gloss and got him. Now he's 3-2 to Brad Fulmer. Rodriguez has made 10 pitches, only 4 of them strikes. But so far, he has not allowed a base runner. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Fulmer waiting, Rodriguez working slowly. He's the 5th pitcher tonight for San Francisco. Brad waits, Rodriguez sets. The 3-2 pitch is hit foul. That's going to go off to the left. Bangs off the advertising out there along the second deck. The count is full to Brad Fulmer. 3 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out, nobody on. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning. A 9-9 tie in Game 2 of the World Series. What a night it has been. Both of these teams just standing in the center of the ring, toe-to-toe. 3-2 to Brad Fulmer. The pitch by Rodriguez, fouled back again. A 96-mile-an-hour fastball. That time Fulmer getting a piece of it, staying alive. Spezia waiting on deck for the Angels, who have out-hit the Giants tonight, 14-11. And they'll do it again, 3-2. It's a good thing tomorrow's just a workout day. The Angels leave the stadium at 10 a.m. tomorrow. If this game is over. Fulmer waits 3-2. Rodriguez delivers, and it's popped foul one more time. Back up out of play. A battle for the baseball down there behind the Angel dugout, about halfway back. And it's still 3-2. He's made 8 pitches to Fulmer in this at-bat. Good battle between these two. Fulmer saw his high school teammate, Russ Ortiz, knocked out in the second inning tonight. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Felix Rodriguez shakes one off and then says yes to Santiago. The 3-2 pitch to Fulmer. He walked him. A great at-bat by Brad Fulmer, fouling off 3-2 pitches until he finally draws a walk, and he was behind on the count 1-2.
Now, Fulmer's having a very solid postseason. He's had 2 more hits tonight. He's driven in a run. He scored a run. He's hitting well over 300 in the postseason.
Now Scott Spezio stepping in. Television taking a shot of John Wooden, the Wizard of Westwood. He threw out the first pitch tonight. That seems like a long time ago. But Wooden is a big baseball fan. He loves baseball. Same with Pat Riley. Spezio at the plate now. He has a single. He's grounded out on a sacrifice fly. Fulmer being held on by Snow. Spezio, the switch hitter, batting left-handed. Rodriguez delivers, and it's cracked into right center field. On the run, Lofton. He makes the catch on the track. Spezio just missed it. Lofton got a good jump on it, and he runs it down on the warning track in front of the 1982 American League West Division champions sign in right center.
That was a fastball that Spezio gave a good ride to, but Kenny Lofton can cover a lot of ground out there, and he had a beat on that one.
So 2 outs now with Fulmer still at first base. And Benji Molina at the plate. Molina 0 for 3 tonight, hitting 200 in the postseason, hit into a double play his last time up. 2 out, 1 on, a 9-9 tie in the 7th. There's a throw to first base by Rodriguez. Fulmer getting back in. Fulmer's a pretty good base stealer and base runner. The Angels wouldn't mind getting him into scoring position. Rodriguez, although he throws hard, is not that quick to the plate. Fulmer, 12 stolen bases. The stretch by Rodriguez, another throw to first. That one a little bit quicker over there. Brad jumps back in. Benji Molina with 4 runs batted into the postseason. Trying to come up with a big 2-out hit right here in a tie game in the 7th inning. Felix Rodriguez checks the runner and delivers. Good fastball for a strike. 0-1 to Benji.
This is the 3rd time tonight that Benji has stepped up to the plate with someone on base, and the Angels hoping that he can get something going offensively. He's had a tough postseason, batting just 200. He's hitless here in the World Series.
He flied out in the 1st inning, grounded out in the 3rd, and grounded into a double play in the 5th. Felix Rodriguez going to first base again. The Angels trying to even the series at 1 game apiece before we head up north. No balls, 1 strike to Benji Molina. The stretch by Rodriguez and the pitch. Fastball up high. 1 ball and 1 strike. Kennedy, the number 9 hitter, would be next if Molina can keep the inning going.
This will be a tough game for the losing team because the team that loses this game will end up having at least 9 runs on the board, but that's not going to be enough to win Game 2 of the World Series. A lot of offense, even in a losing cause for one of these teams.
Here's the stretch. Throw to first. This would be a much tougher loss for the Angels, not just because they would go down 2-0, but they were ahead 5-0. For the Giants, even if they lose, well, they fought back. 1 ball and 1 strike to Molina. He's seeing about 1 pitch every 2 minutes in this at-bat. Rodriguez into his stretch again. The 1-1 pitch is hit in the air into right field, but Sanders is right there and makes the catch. The Angels are retired in the 7th. No runs, no hits. They leave 1. We head to the 8th. Angels 9, Giants 9 on the Anaheim Angels Baseball Network. David Bell leads off the 8th inning for San Francisco. Bell has a home run and an RBI single, and he takes the slider up high, ball 1. Bell, Dunston, and Lofton, numbers 8, 9, and 1 for the Giants in the 8th. Bell this postseason hitting .300 with a couple of home runs. The pitch to him, fastball hit in the air, right side, Spezio into foul ground, and he runs out of room. 1 ball, 1 strike to David Bell. 25 hits total in this ball game. The longest 9-inning game time-wise in the World Series ever was in 1993, and it was on October 20th, so there's a high pop fly on the infield. Eckstein going out, Kennedy out, Erstad in. Who wants it? Erstad calls them both off and makes the catch. 9 years ago today, the Blue Jays beat the Phillies 15-14 in 4 hours and 14 minutes. This one has a chance to get there. Stepping in now is Sean Dunston. We'll pause here 10 seconds for our stations to identify themselves. This is the Anaheim Angels Baseball Network.
You're listening to the Anaheim Angels on Talk Radio AM 570 KLAC Los Angeles. Home of Michael Jackson weekdays 9 till noon.
Sean Dunston tonight, 1 for 3. The pitch by Rodriguez is popped up. Right side, Spezio, foul territory. He has room and he makes the catch. Two gone in the 8th.
Boy, Frankie is getting one easy out after another. I mean, he is just dominating the Giants here in his 3-inning stint.
Now Kenny Lofton up there. 1 for 4, singled in the 2nd inning, hitting .271 in the postseason. Rodriguez first pitch to Lofton. Good fastball for a strike, 0-1. Rodriguez trying to make it 9 straight outs. Here's the 0-1 to Lofton. Hit foul out of play, and it's 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Nobody on here in the top of the 8th inning. The crowd rising to their feet once again. Rodriguez 0-2 pitch is bounced back to Frankie. He makes a nice play, flips it to Spezio, and the kid has set 9 down in a row. Another 1-2-3 inning. As we go to the bottom of the 8th inning, it's still the Angels 9, the Giants 9 on the Anaheim Angels Baseball Network. Adam Kennedy 0 for 3 tonight. 3 ground ball outs. We've come to expect a lot of Kennedy in the postseason because of the 3 home run game against Minnesota and just the fact that he's been hot. He did drive in a run with a single in last night's game. Now they just want him to get on base. Felix Rodriguez delivers. Kennedy takes, and it's a strike. Up on the grass at third is Bell, trying to prevent Kennedy from getting a bunt single. The only way he could do that right now would be to drag one past the mound, with Snow very deep at first base and guarding the line. 0-1 to Adam Kennedy. Eckstein and Erstad to follow. Felix Rodriguez delivers, and the fastball is swung on and missed. 96 miles an hour from Felix Rodriguez. Kennedy, a big cut and a miss.
Nothing fancy about that pitch. Fastball. All you're going to see from Rodriguez, fastballs and sliders.
44,584 here tonight. Another sellout. 0-2 to Adam Kennedy. Rodriguez delivers, and it's way high and outside. Oh, he brought some heat there, but missed by plenty. The Anaheim Angels, proudly sponsored by the Home Depot. Look for the hammer symbol all over the store. It means that at the Home Depot, they've got lower prices nailed. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Adam Kennedy, leading off the bottom of the 8th inning in a 9-9 tie. Rodriguez sets. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fouled back, out of play. Goes back up over our heads, up into the view level seats.
This Felix Rodriguez has been one of baseball's top setup men, and he is paid handsomely to do it. He's making over $5 million this year. He'll make over $5 million next season with the Giants as well.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Adam Kennedy. Rodriguez leans in for his sign. Now he's set on the 1-2 pitch. Is fouled back again, just about in the same spot. It's still 1-2 to Adam. Game 3, Tuesday night in San Francisco. That'll be Levon Hernandez for the Giants. Ramon Ortiz for the Angels. The Angels hoping their Ortiz fares a little better than the Giants' Ortiz did tonight. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Kennedy. Rodriguez staring in as the Thundersticks make a thunderous noise. Continuous. 1-2 delivery, driven down the right field line, but he hooked it foul. Kennedy just missed that one. A line drive that if he had straightened it out a little bit, he might have hooked it around the foul pole in fair territory. He got a high fastball there. Tim Worrell, who appeared last night, is in the bullpen for the Giants right now. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Adam Kennedy. Felix Rodriguez working hard. Kennedy making him work. He's going out of a stretch. The 1-2 pitch is hit in the air into center field. Lofton breaks in on it. He's underneath it now, and he makes the catch. So a long battle results in Kennedy flying out to center field. That will bring up Eckstein. The pitch that struck Eckstein out of the 9th inning last night from Rob Nen had to be one of the nastiest sliders anybody's ever seen. Eckstein has 2 hits tonight, one of them a bunt single. He has scored 2 runs. The statistics, and I don't have it right in front of me, but the statistics when Eckstein and Erstad both score in a game is through the roof for the Angels on the plus side. Tonight, they've both scored twice. One out, nobody on in the bottom of the 8th in a 9-9 tie. The pitch to Eckstein, fastball low and outside. That one 97 miles an hour. Erstad, of course, is on deck. Mike Scioscia has not used any of his bench players tonight. So they're all available. Figgins, Wooten, Benji Gill, Palmeiro, Jose Molina, and Alex Ochoa. The 1-0 pitch, fastball right down the middle. One ball, one strike to David Eckstein. Eckstein just staring out at Felix Rodriguez while Rodriguez gets set. Eck waiting. Here's the 1-1 pitch. A line drive that's going to drop into right field for a hit. He takes an aggressive turn and he'll hold there. But it's a one-out single for David Eckstein.
Well, David just keeps getting his hits in this postseason. 3 more tonight. He's had hits in 10 of the 11 Angels postseason games. And now another hot hitter in the postseason getting ready to bat.
Darren Erstad. 3 hits tonight for Eckstein. Erstad is 2 for 4. He has 2 doubles, a run batted in, 2 runs scored. He doubled in a run in the first. If he were to hit that same ball right now, the Angels would get the lead. Angels 9, Giants 9. 1 out in the 8th inning and a man on for the Angels. Quick throw to first. Oh, Eckstein just got back. Snow put that tag down just a little bit late. Erstad gets out of the box for a moment. Now he's climbing back in. The crowd very much into this game. What an entertaining game it's been. Another throw to first. This time Eckstein's back easily. Felix Rodriguez takes his time out there, especially when somebody gets on base, as Fulmer did last inning on a walk, and as Eckstein has done with a hit in this inning. Here's the stretch. The pitch to Erstad. Fastball high and away. 1 ball and no strikes. Outfield straight away for Darren. He looks down at Renicky just in case the Angels might put a play on here. Salmon on deck for Anaheim. The Angels trying to come through one more time. They have 15 hits in this game. They keep coming. Rodriguez delivers. Erstad swings and misses. Strike 1. Good low fastball from Rodriguez on the outside part of the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. Frank Robinson, who is here tonight, didn't he vow to make the game shorter this season? 1 ball and 1 strike to Erstad. Here's the stretch on the 1-1 pitch. Fastball up high, ball 2. 2-1 the count. Snow holding Eckstein on. 26 hits total in this game. 15 by the Angels, 11 for the Giants. Felix Rodriguez, right foot on the rubber, looks in for his sign from Santiago. Throws to first base and Eckstein back again. Rodriguez throws 97 to the plate. I think he's throwing him about 93 over to JT Snow. 2-1 to Darren Erstad. 1 out, 1 on, bottom of the 8th inning. The game tied at 9. Rodriguez comes to the plate 2-1, and it's popped up foul out of play. Straight back, 2 balls, 2 strikes now. Erstad has a little postseason beard going right now. Jared Washburn and John Lackey standing down on the top step of the Angel dugout. A couple of starting pitchers chatting right now. This has been quite a game. Frankie Rodriguez, whose work is apparently done, 3 full innings, 9 up, 9 down. He has his jacket on, and he's leaning up on the top step also. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes to Erstad, who backs out of there again. He and Felix Rodriguez in a battle right here. Now both parties appear to be set. Rodriguez shakes one off. Erstad waiting. Here's the check of Eckstein. The 2-2 pitch. Fouled back again by Darren. The count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes.
One thing the Angels have done a lot better job of tonight, picking up base runners and certainly making contact. Last night, the Angels had 9 hitters strike out, which is a very high total for this team. The Angels had the fewest strikeouts as a team in the majors this year. Tonight, no strikeouts against the Giants.
2 balls and 2 strikes to Darren Erstad. Eckstein at first gets his lead. He does not go, and the pitch is high and outside for ball 3. Felix Rodriguez has thrown 34 pitches now in relief, 21 strikes. He needs a strike right here. Full count, 3-2. Eckstein will probably be running with 1 out in a full count. Rodriguez will probably throw over there once or twice. Erstad trying to come through with a clutch hit here in the bottom of the 8th. Or a walk would put that go-ahead run in scoring position also. Lofton playing very deep in center field. 3-2 to Darren. There goes Eckstein. The pitch is fouled away. That's up into the second deck. Left field side, Erstad was behind on the fastball, but getting a piece of it, he hangs in there, and he's getting a little closer to timing some of Rodriguez's pitches. Three balls, 2 strikes. Rodriguez has already had some epic battles tonight with Fulmer, with Kennedy, now with Erstad. Full count, 3-2. Here's the check of Eckstein. He goes. The pitch is hit in the air into left. Bonds has an easy play, and he makes the catch. So Rodriguez wins that battle with Erstad. 2 out in the 8th for Tim Salmon. They have not retired Salmon tonight. He singled in the first, hit a 2-run homer in the second, singled in the 4th, and walked in the 6th. 3 for 3 tonight. Felix Rodriguez waiting for Salmon to climb in there. Now Dave Righetti is going to the mound, the Giants pitching coach.
Well, you mentioned they've had a tough time retiring Salmon tonight, so they want to talk things over out there on the mound. Dave Righetti, the pitching coach for the Giants, who in his day was a closer and a good one in the big leagues. A lot of saves out of that left arm of Dave Righetti when he was an active player. They want to make sure they're on the same page in dealing with Tim Salmon here.
Angels 9, Giants 9. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning. 2 outs. The Angels have Eckstein at first base. And now it's Tim Salmon's turn to try to hit the blazing fastball of Felix Rodriguez. When the Giants bat in the 9th, they have Aurelia, Kent, and Bonds due up. Two outs. Eckstein at first and Salmon at the plate. He's hit one 2-run home run tonight. Throw to first by Rodriguez. Salmon is back. Rodriguez pounds at the mound with his spikes. Salmon has yet to see a pitch. Tim waits up there. Rodriguez into his stretch. Here's the first pitch. It's belted to left field. This one has a chance. Bonds at the wall. The Angels lead it. Salmon hits a 2-run home run. The second 2-run home run of the night by Tim Salmon. It's the Angels 11, the Giants 9 in the 8th inning. Oh, what a dramatic home run by Salmon in Game 2 of the World Series. He caught up to that fastball. He was looking for it and he drilled it. And now Dusty Baker coming out. They're going to take Rodriguez out of there. Salmon steps up to the top step of the dugout and thrusts his helmet into the air, saluting the fans who salute him.
That was a World Series moment right there. That was clutch. 2-home-run game for Salmon. They had just gone out to the mound, had a lengthy meeting on how they wanted to pitch to him, and the first pitch he hit out of sight.
The Never Say Die Angels have come back again. And Salmon, oh, is he excited. Rodriguez took his hat and slammed it down over his head, upset. Obviously. Worrell's first pitch is outside, ball 1.
Well, Rory, we often talk about the Angels. It's a different guy every game. Last night, Troy Glaus had a couple home runs. Tonight, Tim Salmon has hit a couple.
Anderson has 2 hits, 2 RBIs tonight. He pops one up. Shortstop Aurelia goes out and makes the catch. But the Angels, on the 2-run blast by Tim Salmon, have taken the lead. 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors, nobody left. Percy's coming in from the bullpen. We go to the 9th. The Angels 11, the Giants 9 on the Anaheim Angels Baseball Network. Troy Percival is on the mound for the Angels, who lead the ball game 11-9 going into the top of the 9th. Rich Aurelia doubled and scored in the 5th inning. He's 1 for 4 tonight. And Percy trying to close out a World Series win. It would be the first one in Angels history. Percy's first pitch to Aurelia. Fastball high and in tight. Ball 1. Rob Nen, the Giants closer, shut the Angels down in the 9th inning last night. Percival trying to do the same thing tonight. He sets and the 1-0 pitch is hit high in the air to left field. Anderson has to go back on it toward the corner, but he has room and he's got it. Before Jeff Kent bats, we'll pause 10 seconds for our stations to identify themselves. This is the Anaheim Angels Baseball Network.
You're listening to the Anaheim Angels on Talk Radio AM 570, KLAC Los Angeles. Home of Clark Howard, weekdays from 4 to 7 p.m.
Jeff Kent has already hit a home run tonight. He's 1 for 4. Percy delivers to him, and it's popped up foul way back up into the upper deck. 0-1 the count. No balls, 1 strike to Jeff Kent. 1 out in the 9th inning. The Angels 2 outs away from their first ever World Series victory. Trying to even this one up at 1 game apiece. Here's Percy's pitch to Kent. Swing and a miss. A blazing fastball up around the letters. And Percy's feeling it now. You can see the way he stalks right back up there on the mound. No balls, 2 strikes to Kent. Percy delivers, and it's fouled back. Tim Salmon, who hit the 2-run home run in the 8th inning, is out of the game now. Alex Ochoa has gone into right field. Bonds is on deck. No balls, 2 strikes to Jeff Kent. Percy stares in. He's working from a stretch. Here he comes, and the breaking ball is outside and low. Percy will usually mix in 1 or 2, maybe 3 breaking balls in an inning. The rest of the time, it's the express train. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Jeff Kent. Here it comes, 1 and 2. He pops it up foul. That's going to go out of play. Back up into the seats once again. Game 2 of the World Series brought to you by Thermacare. Feel the difference between can't and can. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes to Jeff Kent. The Angels lead 11-9 in the top of the 9th inning. Percy squinting in for the sign. Here he comes, 1 and 2. A high fly ball into left field. Anderson in, Eckstein out. Garrett calls for it. He's got it. And with 2 outs in the 9th inning, here's Barry Bonds. Percival, with a 2-run cushion, can go right after him. Bonds has walked 3 times tonight and grounded out. Here's the big moment. The pitch to Bonds. Fastball high and away, ball 1. The power pitcher trying to get the last out of the game against the prolific home run hitter facing a fastball pitcher. Percy's 1-0 pitch is belted to right field. Oh, is that thing hit? It is way out of here and gone. Barry Bonds turns around a fastball and hits it a mile. It's the Angels 11, the Giants 10. The second home run in the series for Barry Bonds. Percival went right after him, but understand the mentality of the closer. He's not going to walk anybody with a 2-run lead. He figures he's got 1 to play with. Bonds can't beat him in that situation. And here's Benito Santiago. The Angels 11, the Giants 10 with 2 outs in the 9th. I think they threw the ball back on the field, so Ochoa tosses it to the ball boy. And we have a 1-run game now in the 9th inning. Santiago waits, Percy delivers, and it's strike 1 called. A blazing fastball. Santiago 1 for 4 tonight. He has a single and a run scored. He now represents the tying run with 2 out of the 9th. 16 hits for the Angels tonight, 12 for the Giants. Percival stares in. Have these 2 teams put on a show tonight? The 0-1 pitch is a fastball up high. 1 ball and 1 strike. Troy Percival staring down at the dirt. He's thrown 12 pitches in this inning. He has a 1-1 count to Santiago. Percy delivers, and it's outside, ball 2. 2-1. JT Snow is on deck for the Giants. The Angels still 1 out away from their first ever World Series victory. Oh. Percy ready. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. It's popped up. That looks playable. Kennedy onto the outfield grass. He calls for it. He's got it. The Angels win the ball game 11-10. The crowd rejoices. What a show put on by these two clubs. The Angels' first ever World Series win. Just another Halo victory. Anaheim 11, San Francisco 10 in Game 2 of the 2002 World Series. Percival gets the save. Bonds hit one 1.5 miles in the inning. The Angels blow a 5-0 lead after 1 inning. Salmon hits a 2-run home run for the game winner in the bottom of the 8th. What a night. And it took about 4 hours to do it. We don't have the official time yet, but we'll get it. Angels 11, the Giants 10. We'll be right back on the Anaheim Angels Baseball Network. Bonds has walked 3 times tonight and grounded out. Here's the big moment. The pitch to Bonds. Fastball high and away, ball 1. The power pitcher trying to get the last out of the game against the prolific home run hitter facing a fastball pitcher. Percy's 1-0 pitch is belted to right field. Oh, is that thing hit? It is way out of here and gone. Barry Bonds turns around a fastball and hits it 1 mile. It's the Angels 11, the Giants 10. The second home run in the series for Barry Bonds. Percival went right after him.